man, Rollo Tomassi don't get no hoes, man. Who, like, come on, man, like, who gave Rollo Tomassi this God tier status? Like, Rollo Tomassi don't get no hoes, man. Like, show me some hoes Rollo Tomassi pulled, you know what I'm saying? Show, like, really, like, y'all acting like he really popping, pushing P, like, y'all acting like he came out the womb saying P.
Are you an alpha male? Are you a beta male? Guys, listen up. Everybody gather around. There's this new thing. It's called the Gentlemanosphere. We're all going to be like docile and passive, but pretend like we're not. We're going to LARP. We're going to cosplay. We're going to pretend like we have some kind of authority. We're going to pretend like we're wearing a uniform. We're going to pretend that nothing's wrong. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is The Irrational Male. I am more than happy to be here. Guys, today I am going to be in my studio at home once again because Kyle is still indisposed, but no problem. I can always make things work here. And the added bonus of me doing my show in Studio B, as it were, is you also get the great. Let me put this over here. You also get the great Ned cam whenever Ned decides to. Whatever the spirit moves in. Guys, I don't know if I am broadcasting right now to my X account, but the reason why I'm not showing videos at this stage right now, I'm not doing anything. I usually do clips here, as you guys know, but I figure I better jump right in really quick before he cancels this. But the guy who ripped off my X Twitter account has had it since April 15th, and I figured I better make a quick announcement here for everybody who's watching it from my channel right now. This ain't my channel anymore, not until I tell you otherwise. It's been picked up by a guy I think is in Pakistan or in Finland. I'm not quite sure. It was I'm mea culpa. I was stupid enough to click on a phishing hack, and I lost my account to this son of a bitch who decided to take it upon himself to promote a meme coin that is what is it, $ red pill. Don't go to that. It's fake. And I also want to point out that since then, there's been other phishing hacks that this guy has put out. And so I figured I better let you guys know. I do have some ways in, and I'm hoping this is one of them, because right now I'm looking at the little green check on my X here up on StreamYard. So I think I am broadcasting to that channel. So he can't pull that out because I'm already okay with my I've already approved of the StreamYard. The StreamYard extension for my Twitter. So I can broadcast to the channel. I just can't post, and I don't have any control over it. If you see anything that comes out of my channel, my X channel, my Twitter channel, that is not me. I developed, or I started a new one just so that I could bring all of this to light with the Twitter support and premium support. I'm getting no fucking traction whatsoever from these guys. I have proved over and over again that I own the account, and the only way I can make this happen is if somebody can report this guy. So if you would be so kind as to report this son of a bitch. I'm also going to show you one more thing here while I have you duly engaged here. Oh yeah, awesome. I am live on X now. I am live on my old account. So if you're seeing this is not my account. Some dude ripped it off. I don't know who he is, but he's decided that he's going to do phishing exploits for a fake meme coin. I made a video about this on Wednesday when it happened, just so people would know. But since then, the guy has also launched a fake site here as well. I'm going to call it up real fast so you guys can have a look at it. Where did it go? There we are. And awesome. Hi. Yes. Gotcha, motherfucker. So I'm going to post this as well. He's also got this new account. It's called RTM Bags, right? Or I think that's what it's called. This is also a fake account. This is impersonating me, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's impersonating me. Just so that the powers that be at Twitter Premium know that this is a scam account and this is the guy that is doing this. So I'm going to show you just really quickly here while I still have you all on screen. I'm going to share my screen here with you real fast. And here, this is, if you click over to his other account, this is it right here. Okay. So this is what this dumb son of a bitch is doing, and has decided that he's going to again clone my book, clone my my banner, my head page there, my header, and put this out via. Let's see if I can find this. Where did it go? Let's put that up there. Okay. So this is the dude. Okay. If you click on that link, and I don't suggest you do, it will go to a fictitious site. It is a quote unquote tokenization of my book. And the guy is trying to pretend as if he is me, making, well, I guess he's basically is impersonating me and trying to make some money off of my good name. So that's, I do not go here. There is no real tokenization of my book. This is a fake account, and you will get ripped off if you go to this. So be sure that you spread this around. Now, this account right here, feel free to go and report this account en masse, as many people as are watching this right now. Go to this account en masse, and I want you to report this as impersonation and or as illegal phishing, scamming. I don't know what else is there. That whatever the report that seems like the best to you, please report this account, because this is the only way this asshat is going to get handled. Okay, so what the guy is basically doing, and he must know me. He must know me somehow, because he wouldn't have all this ready and prepared to go. I already posted a few of these things, just so you guys know. I'm still, obviously, I can still do this broadcast to this account. So Twitter, this is my fucking account, and I have let's see, tax receipts for me paying for premium on this account. I have receipts for was it Hype Fury, which does my my scheduling for my tweets, for my ads for my books. That's still attached to this account. And what else was there? And then I also earn Elon bucks from this account still, which is being paid to me right now. So Premium X, whoever's watching this, I don't know if you're going to watch this or not. This is my account. This is my account. This guy ripped it off. He's a scammer. I've got other people working on this right now. Trust me, I have friends that know how to do this shit. So the guy has also decided to take it upon himself to ransom my account back to me. So the dude did not block me on my original account. But anyways, this is, do not go to this. I've already reported the URL for the landing page that this is on to Cloudflare. I don't know if they're going to actually do anything about it, but that's the scam that's going on right now. And like I said, I've been hacked. I have not been able to get back into my account for, well, going on like 4 days now, 5 days now. This was the original attack right here. I think I put this up. Okay, I am not doing anything like this. He's already deleted all of these because he's not getting any traction on these. People don't believe him, okay? This is the dude. As far as I know, it's Matt on Change, although this can be a proxy. Essentially, the guy got in, put himself as a delegate, came in through the delegate side of things. I don't know how it's a delegate hack, right? So it basically makes him a delegate, kicks my marketing team for Reignite also have access to this account. They cannot get in anymore, obviously. So he's smart enough to kick those guys. Again, I keep getting this over and over. I'm also being sent anytime I try to get in, or I'm trying to see if I can get back on my account again. I get it's sent to my email, the security alerts. I also have, let's see, maybe I should just, I don't want to put my private chats up there, but I will grab, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put my private chats up here really quickly. Here we go. Let's share this. let's share this. Let's let all of my audience in on this great conversation right here, shall we? I'm just going to read it to you. I'm just trying to get this guy to do the right thing. I said, dude, I help people. I said, I use this account to promote books. I said, no harm, no foul. I said, just email a Telegram, just do the right thing, dude, whatever. And the guy's like, hey, I'm not here for long talks. Do you have Bitcoin ready? And then I'm like, okay, I recognize he's going to probably have the ransom. And so he's asking me for $10,000 and I'll send over the login to your preferred place, WhatsApp, email, Telegram, or anywhere else. This is direct. By the way, this is cybercrime at this point, right? This is extortion. We'll restore your two-factor access as well. And then he's popping off later on because he thinks that I'm not going to be able to get the account back. He says, "Do you think Twitter will got your back or time to fix back your account?" You're kidding. Over 5,000 complaints per hour Twitter receives. So you think yours will be priority to and attended to? Well, I got plenty of business to handle. When your BTC ready, hit me up. Basically, the guy is ransoming my account, and he wants $10,000 for this. Bitch, please. You got, this dude must know me because he was ready with a cloned site or cloned landing page that looks exactly like the Rational Male blog. So I know there was some foresight and malice in this. It's somebody that knows me. It's somebody that hates me. And I don't know if he's got some hacker team. I don't know what he's got going on. This is definitely from someone who is familiar with my work, because otherwise they wouldn't be using Rollo Tomasi's name to front, $ red pill shitcoin. And I know people in the, trust me, my business partner is Miguel fucking Munoz. Okay. I know crypto. I got fucking Charlie from Cultivate Crypto as well. They're my partners in Red One Studios, dude. I know fucking people. Okay. So here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that you guys know this while I'm able to broadcast on this. Hopefully I'll be able to broadcast on my X for a little bit longer, but we'll see. But I want you guys to know that if you're watching this right now on my original account, on my Rational Mail, it's at Rational Mail on Twitter, this is not me, whoever is in control of my site right now. So with that said, on top of everything else, this dude has decided that he wanted to ransom it back. He's going to create another off-brand site so that he can do a phishing hack by infringing on my trademark with a quote-unquote tokenized version of my book, which is kind of interesting to me because I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea. I was like, dude, you could have just, why didn't you not just approach me about that? It's not actually a bad idea to do something like that. If it's a real tokenization of the book, okay. I'm like, come on, man. But that's the thing. So again, guys, this is a hacked account right now, as of now. My new account is just Rollo Tomas, like 64 something. I got some numbers behind it, whatever. I'm already back into some of my groups and my chats and everything. I'm just kind of working my way back up. I'm hoping I don't have to just restart everything, because he could very easily just delete the account right now. Then I'm fucked. Which at least then it would like stop the damage, and then I knew where I was, right? But as far as it stands right now, I can still broadcast to it. There's still things there's still back ways into my account, and this is one of them. So, yeah, because he's an incel, probably it's somebody I know. It's somebody that knows me, because there's no bigger name in the red pill than Rollo Tomasi. Okay. They didn't go, oh, and Myron Gaines also promotes this, and Andrew Tate Coin, right? No, nobody's going to believe that, but they will think that if I endorse it, they think. What's funny is my guys, they're very skeptical of crypto to begin with. Remember when I did the Red Pill Lions NFT? Everybody just gave me a heaping helping of shit for that, right? These, like, my guys are already skeptical, dude. So like anything you do, any exploit you do at this stage is just, I'm just talking to you right now, is just a waste of your fucking time. And every single time I see you go and make a landing page, I'm going to report it to Cloudflare or whatever the ISP is. Trust me, it will happen within 30 minutes of you putting it up. Guaranteed. And anybody else I can have, or anybody else I can enlist. Again, Twitter's not my only social media. I have quite a few people. I got close to 70 grand on Instagram. I have I have more people on this, more subs on this site, on my YouTube channel. I've got close to 224,000 people who sub to this channel. I've got close to 190,000 on my Clips channel. Hell, even Access Vegas is pushing 10,000 right now. Dude, do the right thing and pass it back. No harm, no foul. I'm not going to fuck with you. Just fucking pass it back. Do it now. That's all I'm going to say, because I'll tell you right now, is I will just make video after fucking video after fucking video to report you until that account gets taken down or you hand it back. No one is going to believe you. You are not going to make any money off of this. Everyone knows you're a scam. I will make sure that they know it's a scam. And I know I will let, if I can figure out who the fuck you are, you will be run up the flagpole royally. So just fucking, it's coming. Just know it's fucking coming. All right. Thanks for this. All hail God Emperor. How are you feeling, brother? I'm feeling good. Like my personal health is great now, man. The bandage is off. I'm not even having a bandage on right now. I look like I have a gunshot wound, which makes it kind of cooler, I think. You know, if I had to go through the ileostomy and all that other shit, at least I got a cool looking scar out of the deal. But it's healing up. I'm not cleared to go back to the gym, but I do have I got to do my post-op meeting with my surgeon, Dr. Chan from Desert West Surgery Group in Las Vegas. If you need surgery in Las Vegas, especially if it's gastrointestinal, if you need surgery in Las Vegas, those are the dudes to go to. They are all bros too. Like every last one of these guys. Dr. Rogers. Dr. Rogers is a fucking great, total bro. Dr. Chan, amazing surgeon. And then there's Dr. Graves, and then there is Dr. Iwamoto. Iwamoto though is as white as I am, and I don't know how he got the last name Iwamoto. Those guys, those four dudes. Thank you for keeping me alive. My audience thanks you too. Women choose beta males when they hit the epiphany phase or mistake the beta with the alpha, right? Yes. Is there other reasons? Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's going to be today's topic. I got a lot of things. I don't really jump into shows as quick. I usually let, like this time, most of my shows, I'm still like playing the tail end of my clips. I'm going to get back into some of the clips. Okay. But let's see. What do we got here? Video frozen, audio perfect. Okay, what are you guys seeing me okay? Let's see. Video okay, but has frozen twice. Have I frozen on you dudes? I don't think I've frozen on you. I'm getting a message from Sam saying that the video froze. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. It's a bit of a laggy for the audio. Are you watching on YouTube or are you watching on Twitter? Okay, somebody's saying it's all good. All right, it's all good now. All right. Well, so audio's lagging. This is StreamYard, man. We ran into a problem on Access Vegas, the last Access Vegas, where we had the audio was just like repeating over and over and over again. Yeah, video was freezing off and on, but it's good now. Okay, good. Thank you for the update, my friends. YouTube audio is about a fraction laggy. Okay, well, it's going to be laggy. I will say this: StreamYard has been really good at keeping up, like with features and everything. But I'm kind of worried that it's they're like, what is it for engineers, right? If it ain't broke, add more features. Okay, good enough. So, yeah, I want to make a couple of announcements here before we get up and started. My health I'm in good shape. I've got my last meeting with the surgery team coming up. I expect I'll be cleared to go lift in the gym by that point. So I'm just waiting to go back to power. I haven't had Hide Yamagishi said, "Are you ready? Are you coming back yet?" But that said, Friday night was a lot of fun. Me and the missus, we went to Babes in Toyland. Yes, she does go to those. And just had a blast, man. We went down to Blake Shelton's Old Red, which is over by the Horseshoe. That's right off the Strip. It's right across the street from the Bellagio. And it was the rooftop. And man, let me tell you something about Babes in Toyland. Babes in Toyland, if you, like, when guys ask me, they go, Rollo, where do I meet women? Come to Vegas. That's where you're going to meet women. But you got to know where to look, right? And Mike and I did, if you haven't seen it yet, I don't know if he's released it yet, but we did a video. I did a video with Mike and this guy named Dave, who was like this Oxford educated, like Harvard guy that they know. That's not his real name, but anyways, he got to protect his identity. And we did a breakdown video of Matt Walsh's most recent video about dating apps. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today too, because it kind of dovetails into the beta or alpha kind of thing. But one of the things that I'm always asked, like, you know, people say, well, you know, I'm using a dating app, you know, Rollo. I'm like, just get off the fucking apps, dude. Go out into the real world. Go out and meet people like face to face. Like, you got to do it analog. You got to do it old school. Yes. Do you need an Instagram page? Absolutely. Do you need to curate your Instagram image gallery? Yes, absolutely. But you're at a much greater advantage for meeting women and like engaging with women live, face to face, real time. If you go out to I'm going to say, you know, Babes in Toyland, obviously, because Babes in Toyland, the highest concentration of like beautiful single women that you will ever see. Right. And I'm friends with all of them. And now my wife is too. It's funny. I have this one video I got queued up for Matt Walsh. And he said this about 1 billion times. It's like, well, you know, if you're hanging out with, you know, hot young women or something like that, you know, or if you're like, it's all this, you know, what's appropriate and what's not. I'm like, well, what if I'm there with my wife? Is that cool? And she's okay and we're good with it, right? Is that okay? Like we're there and the table we're at is like right in front of the table of, it's the rooftop thing. So it's an outdoor kind of thing. And, it's awesome because the balcony, like there's this little balcony area that you can see. It's like you just overlook the Bellagio. It's fantastic. But all the girls from Spearmint Rhino were there. My wife's making friends with them and everything. It was great. Anyways, really, okay. What is this? Since you decided to spam it before I go drop this, I know you're not Modern Life. John doesn't care about anything. Thea Alexis Samper, but Rollo knows her by another name. Would that be Lisa Sparks? Would that be, wait, are you really want this? Okay, you asked for it. There you go. There's me and Lisa Sparks. This is our honeymoon. You know, people don't want to believe me, but we did. It was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind affair. Oh wait, no, here's another one of us. There you go. You caught me, man. You got me. Oh, this was outside our suite, you know. Well, we're filming OnlyFans right there. Okay. Hustler. I have no idea who Thea, whatever the hell that is. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, fuck off, spammer. Thank you very much. Cat's out of the bag. I have no idea who. Thea who? I've already removed his contact. Thea something, Alex. I don't know who the fuck that is. I wish I would. I wish I did know who that was. I want to look him up. I didn't even know who Lisa Sparks was until you guys started like spamming that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. If anybody wants to make any more of me and Lisa Sparks, like in Las Vegas, AI pictures, I'll put them up over and over again. Alexis, Texas. Is that who that is? I don't know. Didn't she like get with Bret Michaels at some point? Anyways, getting back to it. There's only one porn star for me, and that's Tiffany Fox. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. All right. Slight leg. Okay, good enough. All right. I got Sam Bada in my text right now. Sam's in the house, too, so. All right. So anyways, did I get to you guys? Yes, I got to you, and I got to you. Thank you very much. Yes, Lisa Sparks definitely. That's why I kept saying, man. Like, can I get, like, if you're going to accuse me of being with some MILF, can I get like Brandy Love, Corey Chase? Can I get somebody who's better, like a little bit hotter than that? Like, give me some credit, man.
Like, man, Rollo Tomassi don't get no hoes, man.
Don't worry, Rollo. I have a week ago Facebook account hacked, no problems. Probably my Steam account. Really? Can you get in through your Steam account to hack? This is all new to me, man. I've never had my I've had my Instagram hacked, but that was just a ransom attack. So it was about 2 years ago, and my Instagram had got hacked, and I was pissed too because I was like pushing 80,000. I thought I was doing pretty good with Instagram, and that, by the way, that was no fault of my own. I did not fall for any phishing or anything like that. That was just a blatant hack, and I didn't realize who it was from until later on. Because it's not Marquette. Trust me, it is definitely not Marquette. Marquette he's got better things to do than fuck with it. You think Marquette is like capable? You think Marquette would care to like make a fake meme coin? I don't think so. And Marquette doesn't hate me. We're good friends. But no, I was gonna say is that I got my Instagram hacked, and it was by the same guy who went on Adam 22 show on a No Jumper. He won a No Jumper, and the dumb son of a bitch is like on there bragging about how he does this Instagram exploit where he ransoms people's Instagram back to them. And I was working with a guy who actually had to pay to get my Instagram back from this son of a bitch. And it was funny because if I had just waited a little bit longer, I probably would have got it back for free. But I got it whitelisted as a result, and later on, this guy starts popping off on Adam 22 on No Jumper, talking about how he was, basically ransoming. He was making but he said he made anywhere between $600,000 and $1 million a month off of these ransoms. And the FBI took notice of that, and they arrested the dude here in Vegas. So sometimes good shit happens. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I have other options. The only thing I need Twitter for basically is to shitpost and advertise the book. That's really all I use Twitter for. I've been doing it for a long, long time. So that's the only thing. And I don't want people like, jumping in and impersonating me. And I don't want, God forbid, I wouldn't want anybody who follows me would like to actually think this whole thing is legit. So that's why I immediately jumped up and said, hey, look, I'm not in control of the site. Some other asswipe is, and it's basically a scam. And what gets me is like, it's not even that profitable a scam. Like what? Like just ransom it to me. Just ransom it back. And $10,000 is a ridiculous sum of money, right? But the dude said, $500. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, whatever. No harm, no foul. Throw it back. I mean, I shouldn't have to pay for it at all, right? I should be able to do it. But like, be fucking smart about shit, man. Like, I'm going to tell you how to be a good hacker. Here's how to, like, it's not white hat. It's not black hat. It's gray hat. Yeah, most likely. Well, that's the thing is, so this sort of opened up my eyes to like how easy this shit is to do, because he's attached to this other thing called bags something.com. What is it? Let's see if I can find it for you guys. The guy's he proudly announces this shit too. Like he goes about, it's not RTM bags. What is it? It's something else here. Let's see. Oh, anyways, I have to go look at it on my other one. But it's finbags.finn bags.com, and then there's bags something or other, bagsomething.com, or bags at bags. Let me see, where did I put it? It's not my chat, it's in my notifications. Where do we go? Okay, there it is. Bags something or other. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's called Bags app is what it is. Essentially, it facilitates you to, I don't know, pull this kind of shit off. But like if anybody from Bags app is looking at this, you guys are shady fucks too. And of course, I start looking at all like who owns these. Like Bags app is at 151.4 thousand followers. So maybe they know, maybe they don't know that about this exploit, but they should know. You know, I tried to inform these asshats too. Like, hey, launch a company. Basically, it's like introducing stocks on Bags app. Anyone can launch a company or chain and register a business in seconds with real verified ownership. So how easy does that make it for you to go and make some just scam rug coin? Yep. Did my live freeze? Am I good? Did the live freeze? Is live freezed? I don't think so. It's going. It looks like it's going for me. Guys, let me know if it's is the live, because I'm not seeing it. I'm good. Okay, thank you. I didn't think the live free. It might be this guy trying to like monkey around with the. If you're watching on X, then maybe, I don't know. It was froze. Okay, so anyways, it's probably when I switched though. It's probably when I switch windows. That's probably what's happening right now. Sorry, I have a lot of windows open. I probably should just close all this shit. Okay, yeah, it's probably me switching windows right now. I don't know why that is. All right. Yeah, it does. Yes, you're right. It does. When I change tabs, that's what happens. You can only have like one tab going on. Did it freeze just now? I switched over to a tab real quick to come back to see if it did. Yeah. Okay. So it froze over half a minute ago. Okay. Well, no worries. So anyways, the reason why I'm going to jump into this is because I've been looking at a lot of these articles recently, and all of this, like, I don't know how, man. Louis Theroux and the Inside the Manosphere documentary is getting so much mileage, and not for Louis Theroux, but for everybody else who wanted to pile on afterwards. So in the wake of all of this, you have these articles. And of course, what happens is they just have to throw out, like, everybody has to have an opinion. It's a trending topic, so everybody piles on, and then you're going to get impressions just because you said something about that. So everybody's throwing their hat in the ring. And the most recent article I saw was this: is like how there's supposed to be this pushback, like it's the anti-manosphere. I'm like, good luck with that. You know why I say good luck with that? Because people tried the same bullshit just in 2019, in 2014. I've been here long enough to watch attempts to sanitize the red pill. And that's all it is just sanitization of the red pill. I'm looking at, like, Nick Freitas is going on, what was he on? I think he was on Fox News or something like that. We need to return to real masculinity. Okay, what's your plan? Tell me how we're going to do that, Nick. What's your men's group? Like, are you ready for the backlash? Are you ready to have a conversation with people who are going to essentially just throw statistics at you? I just watched, if you haven't watched it already, it's out on Ryan Pineda's show, and Mike Sartain, my co-host on Access Fake, my heterosexual life partner, my brother, Mike Sartain, went on Ryan Pineda's show, and he was on there with this guy Brian. I actually talked about this a few days ago, or a few shows ago, like last week's show or the week before. And so I was going with that, and I broke this down, but quite honestly, I think it's probably one of the best shows that Mike has ever done, because he was put on the spot. Like, I for the most part, like, Mike doesn't get flustered. He's really good. He's because he's in the military, right? So they teach command presence and they teach, like, state control, and he's already on top of that anyways. And essentially what he's going on about is, like, just saying, hey, look, you're not arguing with me. You're arguing with the statistics. I'm just bringing the statistics up in the data here. So, like, how we are going to interpret that is going to be who we are and who you are. But the facts are the facts, and you don't change the facts as a result of that. So yeah. And wait, I got to show you this one. This is too fun. Okay, so I did have some introduction videos. I had to get the Twitter announcement out first. So here you go. Throw this out.
Have you ever seen Jay Shetty on Stephen Bartlett? Like, Jay Shetty on WCO is one of the most incredible Wizards of Nothing. It's like Wizards of Nothing. It's incredible. They're both like crossing these words, but like, no one says anything. No one says one thing for now and a half. Because they're both grifters, so it's just grifter on grifter.
Inside the grifter studio.
Yeah, inside the grifter studio. That's so good.
Sorry about the echo on that. I just turned off echo cancellation. Thank you very much. We got a lot of channels in the Red Pill or Red Pill adjacent won't let the videos play on top of their apps. It works on channels marked for minors. A lot of channels in the Red Pill or Red Pill adjacent won't let the video play on top of their apps. Not really sure what you mean by apps. It works on other channels marked for minors. I don't know. That might be. By the way, I wonder if there's like a default setting. I've had at least one or two of my recent videos, be marked as 18 plus. And I think I got, okay, one of them was probably my fault because I showed that picture of Amy Dangerfield making out with Nina the Witch. Okay. So maybe you could misconstrue that. I changed the thumbnail since then, but there was nothing that was adult 18 and over. There was nothing R-rated about my show. But I do understand what you're saying. There is that's one way that YouTube can like justifiably like choke and ratio the Red Pill, because then we don't want our underage boys. We don't want our 13-year-old boys listening to Rollo or Tate or Myron or any of these other guys. So therefore, we're going to have to go and make all of those videos 18 and older, right? That's one way they can do that. It's a possibility that they could change their terms of service. So that's the way, or it's just simply at the default, right? I've had to go in and change, for adults or not for adults on there. But yeah. Let's see.
These dating apps, especially the way they are now without the questionnaire, like the way they used to be, women are not primarily visual. And so usually for thousands of years,
excuse me,
if you were a man and you wanted to attract a woman, being physically attractive would help. That was one thing that you could use to try to attract a woman. But even if you weren't very physically attractive, you were meeting women in the real world.
Yeah, God bless Matt Walsh for this, because I usually lock horns with Matt. Okay, Matt is sometimes he's not my favorite person, but I think by inch or by mile, he is gradually becoming more and more Red Pill. They'll never acknowledge it. What's funny is like all of these people who jump into Red Pill or Red Pill adjacent topics, however you want to call it, like all these people, they can't get away from it. Like guys like Rob Henderson can't, like the stuff I'm listening to, like him talking about. He can be as anti-manosphere as he wants, but then when he goes and he talks about like evolutionary psychology and intersexual dynamics and stuff like that, it is a very, very Red Pill, a very Red Pill. So I'm just going to throw this out there and say, hey, look, man, like a lot of you guys who think that you're going to shit all over me or shit all over Myron or whatever else because you don't want to, offend your 50% female audience or maybe more or higher. You're way more Red Pill and way more Manosphere than you think you are. You're not anti-Manosphere, especially not. I use Rob Henderson's data sets all the time. He just interprets them in a different way, or he just comes to different conclusions as a result, because they have to be something that is, flattering to women. But what I love about Matt in this is that not only does he, and he's right about this, not only does he hit on the uselessness of modern dating apps, but he has to sneak in the looks maxing topic inside of there. We got to throw a few clips of clavicular in there. And should I make the announcement about clavicular? Anyway, I'll let him finish.
And so things like your personality could come into play very quickly. If you meet someone and you're able to talk to them and be conversational and you're funny, you get a chance to sort of use those skills. And
so you mean the pickup artists were right, Matt?
Use those facets of your personality to attract a mate.
So going out and actually making approaches is that what you're suggesting here? Because I'm going to tell you right now from the rip here, sounds very Red Pill. Sounds very, well, PUA for sure. Go out and meet people. Oh, you like that? Here you go.
Have you ever had a dream?
No, that's not the one. Here you go.
Pee-pee? Pee-pee.
That's all you got to do. That's all I have to put on there. When Sartain was stating stats, he said if all average men became above average, that would be the new average, right? It confirmed to me that the red pill works on the micro, but on the macro level, only 1 to 20% can win either. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's a paradox of the law of averages, right? If everybody's alpha, then nobody is, right? Remember Syndrome in The Incredibles, like when everybody's super, no, right? So once you have democratized a certain thing, then anybody can do it. Then the thing is no longer super. Right? I understand the sort of the paradox of that, but the thing is I wouldn't worry about it anytime soon. Why? Well, I was at Babes in Toyland on Friday, and there is a high concentration of very beautiful, very hot women. I don't care what your opinion is on Vegas chicks. These are chicks that you would like. You will be you probably have stroked off to when you were a kid watching porn or some shit like that. Trust me. These chicks are like you. But people say, "Oh, they're degenerates. I would never want a woman with big fake boobies like that." No. You would probably want to get with these chicks. And even if you didn't, the modern church is now trying to get you to go to church by using women in sundresses. Come to our church. Right? It's all marketing. So like whatever you think is normal, whatever. The thing, my point is this, is there's no guys there. Well, not no guys, but like there's probably, I want to say it's like a 3-to-1 ratio. And this is a big event. There's a lot of people there. And it was a lot of fun too, by the way. But yeah, I mean, there's and yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me both. You're gonna leave Vegas? Not anytime soon. Yeah, I have no problem with cosmetic enhancements for men or women, for that matter. By the way, and maybe I should back that up a little bit. I don't like the big gigantic duck lips. Like what the fuck? Like really? Like who? Like I don't know any dude that finds that attractive. Like when it's like they look like a Bratz doll. You can't see their nose because their lips are so inflated. Like, yeah, I don't get that. I can understand a little bit of lip filler, but like that much lip filler? I know it's the Kardashianification of the world. That's why I have the Kill the Kardashians t-shirt. Thank you, Gary Holt. But no, and then Brazilian butt lifts, ladies, like the squat rack is your friend. Just like, don't even consider a Brazilian butt lift until you can squat 400 pounds in the rack, until you can like do like for 6 reps, until you can do that. Don't get the Brazilian butt lift. You can do so much better with just like naturally, like building your own ab, build your glutes up. You just don't want to do it. Like, and it doesn't look natural. It looks like a physical deformity. Honestly, I mean, some of them. I know there's some that are well done, but there's some that are just like, oh my god, what were you thinking, right? And God, I love her to death. So this is not me flaming her at all, but we have this one girl, Asia Barbie, who comes on Access Vegas all the time. Beautiful, beautiful Asian girl. She's got gigantic, like probably like 1800 cc boobs, and then she's got the Brazil, which I wouldn't have a problem with. I get it. I understand why women like circus tits. So it's a marketing thing, right? But don't pair that up with 1800 cc, like 1800 cc tits and 1800 cc Brazilian butt lifts, because you just look like a letter S. Don't do that. Just don't. You want to do a facelift? Fine. You want to do, blepharoplasty where you do I want to do that. But I'm all about fake boobs. Trust me, I'm good with that. Happy. I'm glad we live in a day and age where you can do that. Why wouldn't you? Same thing for like TRT and gear and all that other stuff. It's like within reason and with education and control. I'm not a doctor. I'm not advocating anything, but like we live in a day and an age where that kind of enhancement, like U+1, is available. Why wouldn't you? If you could take a pill that could make you live for another 20 years. We're talking about this right now. I got into the most crazy conversations when I bring this up, but I read an article about how there's this pill that's being developed, or there's some sort of like therapy or treatment, maybe it's gene treatment or something, but it will basically add another 20 years to your life. So if you're going to live 80 to 80, it'll bump you up to 100. Like, would you take the pill? Would you want that? I would. Fuck yeah, I would. I would take that in a second. Yeah. Neither do I, my friend. Thigh gap is where it's at. Thigh gap is the real true test of a woman. So anyways, getting back to the Gentlemanosphere. I don't have the article on tap right now, but it was because there's so many of them right now. But it's this need or this want to sort of fill in what they think is the blank in the manosphere. And what's funny is like it's already been filled in. It's already been filled in by like, power dads and the trad pill, more or less. It's almost like the Gentlemanosphere. It's like the Gentlemanosphere is for like liberals who don't want to be toxically masculine. Because the trad pill already has the Gentlemanosphere. Like that's what it offers, right? But the thing is, it doesn't offer anything new. And it doesn't offer anything. It's what I call pick and pull red pill. And the reason I say this is because tradcons have been doing this for forever. What they will do, what tradcons will do is they will take the things from the red pill that they like and then demonize and just, or ignore the parts that they don't like, conveniently ignore the parts that they don't like. And usually the parts they don't like are the unflattering aspects of female nature. They'll sweep under the carpet. But when it comes to like, hey, I'm all about, I'm not a looks maxer, but if you join Reignite, the first thing I'm going to do is assess your physique. Do you need to get in the gym? Odds are you probably do. If you are an American, if you live in the United States, odds are you are amongst the 75% of the population that is overweight. That's a pretty safe place to start from. So I think you're probably going to need to check that out. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to get on nutrition. You're going to change your body habitus at some point, because if you can get ahead of that 75%, you're in the 20th percentile. If you're not overweight, you're now in the 25th percentile, right? If you can get even into elite shape, if you can get down to like, they said the sweet spot is somewhere between like 15% and 12% body fat. If you can get in 13, right? If you can get in 14, somewhere in there, if you can get some in that, I'm not saying 8.5% body fat. You don't have to like get ready to get ripped and take clenbuterol and, C3 to, how do I know all these things? To get shredded. You can still be in impressive shape anyways if you put on some body mass and you can get down somewhere between, just say 12 and 15% body fat. That will set you apart from the most guys. You will definitely be in the top 25% of guys. Same thing goes for women, by the way. Ladies, like, stop bitching and complaining about how guys objectify this and like, you're fat. I'm gonna channel my inner Aaron Clary here and say odds are you're probably fat. Because for men, like, what is it? 30% of the overweight are morbidly obese, or 35% are morbidly obese, and 40% of women are morbidly obese in the U.S. So there you go. Why are we talking about Pearl again? I saw Pearl, by the way. Yes, I know people are going to ask me about this anyways. I did see the feminist debate. I am going to touch on Andrew Wilson a little bit. Because Andrew took it to trigonometry, and I don't think they were ready for him. Maybe something's changing. Maybe there's been some sort of like paradigm shift. I don't know. But Ryan Panetta has Mike Sartain on, and Mike Sartain just goes in and eats their lunch, and in the nicest, most positive way, because Michael just run in there just as like diplomatic as he possibly can. You can't. It's hard not to like Mike. You have to be the fat kid in Brazil to really not like Mike. Okay, he has to have fucked your girlfriend to really not like Mike. Okay, But yeah. Oh yeah, thank you for that. What is it? I'm a rare case. Okay, so I think it was it was Pearl, right? She was the one who was talking about, or she was just basically reading the stats to the chick she was on. Was it Pierce Morgan? Saying, and you guys, I'm not a fan of Pearl. I still won't be, but what she said was correct. Most women are overweight in the United States, and 40% of the overweight are morbidly obese. So odds are, if you got yourself in, ladies, if you got yourself in shape, you probably would be you can increase your sexual market value by just being a gym rat, just getting in, stop eating like a pig. You don't even have to stop eating like a pig. Just like learn basic nutrition, man, and have some sort of, make it a priority at some point, right? Yeah. Pearl's funny. Pearl was funny in the sense that like she was, she's just like basically throwing it back at who, I don't even know who the feminist chick was. And then I see Andrew Wilson on trigonometry. And I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to throw that one up here really quick. It's the clip I have is about 6 minutes, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. There was one really sweet spot that sums up the whole thing. Now, he was just on trigonometry. So trigonometry, that is, as maybe this is, people are going to argue with me about this. Arguably, that is as close to the red pill as trigonometry is likely to get. And they didn't even really go over that much. But one thing that that Andrew and I actually have had conversations about, we've had exchanges about, like in my old Twitter accounts DMs, we've had exchanges about rights. And so it was funny. It's like when I tweet about this and I say, look, rights are enforced by violence. Like that stems from conversations like I've been having. When he talks about it, that stems from conversations we've been having, right? Women's rights or their access to rights, so enforcement of rights, the actualization of those rights are enforced by men. That's something that I was having a conversation about. He takes it a step further. He's like, well, rights are meaningless unless you put God into the mix. Okay, well, that's what he's going to do because he's a Christian ethicist, right? So that's going to be part of his message, right? I'm not going to go there because I think that our concept of rights really comes from the Enlightenment era. And so you could probably, you could say they're God-given rights, okay, but the principle and the concept of rights as a practical way, it's basically just a school of thought is what it is. The very fact that we have a constitution or that like it guarantees rights as a citizen of the United States, all of that's based on John Locke, man. It's all based on Enlightenment era thinking that found its way into our founding fathers sort of thought process anyways. So what'd you say? Hey Rollo, what's good for energy? I am weak all the time. I'm about to be 45. Energy? Don't take clenbuterol. It's the devil. Energy. Natural energy, carbohydrates. If you want me to give you okay, caffeine and stress, that's good energy. Modafinil, caffeine, and stress, that will give you energy. It is a cheap, you're borrowing from your future to pay for your present for sure. It's like a credit card. No, kratom is not good for your energy. Do not take kratom. It is physically addicting. Ask me how I know. It was hard to break the fucking kratom cycle, man. I hated that shit. But it is physically addicting. Kratom is basically poor man's Vicodin. It's the same kind of high. It's the opioid that's not an opioid, right? And you can get it at any head shop, and you can get it at any vape shop now. Do not do kratom. Kratom is not good for you or children or dogs or anything like that. Do not take kratom. It's great when you first start. And the first hit's free. But you will be lethargic, you'll be thin. I'll tell you, quick aside, when you guys saw me, if you go back and you look at my old videos from when I was at the 21 convention, and I didn't wear the beanie, I didn't wear the hat or anything like that. I was just, I had military short hair, But I was very, very thin. That was as a result of kratom. It wasn't. I think he's a chemo. He's a cancer patient. No, I wasn't a cancer patient. That was as a result of kratom. Kratom will make you thin for sure. But yeah, it's no joke. Stay the fuck away from that stuff. Yeah, creatine's good. I'm allergic to creatine, so I can't say that. I can't recommend it because I don't really use it. But TRT, yes, yes, thank you. There you go. I was just about to thank you for saying it before I did. Yes, TRT is a good form of energy. Well, it takes a while for it to take effect, though, so you're not really feeling the real effects of TRT until you're like at week 8, week 10, week 12, somewhere, depending on your body. But yeah. So getting back to the Gentlemanosphere, what people are trying to do is just basically water this shit down. And so when you get somebody like Constantine Christian, or whatever the fuck his name is anybody else tired of British accents talking shit about the Manosphere? Like, that's all I hear. It's like, if it's a Brit, it's got to be a Brit. If somebody say, "Hey, Rollo, have you seen this video?" And I hear the accent, I'm like, okay. Now I know what I'm getting myself into. But yeah, so I'm watching this, and this is, I think, as close as these guys are comfortable with getting to the red pill. Like, I'm still on maybe things have changed, I don't know, but like, I doubt that I'll ever get on. I sure shit won't get on with Chris Williamson. I doubt I'll get on with Trigonometry. Hell, Mike will get on with Trigonometry before I will, and that will be the day when Mike because Mike's likable enough and photogenic enough and diplomatic enough that he might be able to pull off an interview with those guys. But I will tell you right now, they will get run. They will get just worked if he goes on there. If you go and you watch that Ryan Panetta video with him and that guy Brian, that's your preview, Trigonometry. You'll just get worked. He'll be really nice about it. You're not arguing with me, you're arguing with the stats, right? And I kind of get that from the one, like, I have always liked Andrew. I have had him on when I was on Rule Zero. I brought him on. You guys don't remember this. Does anybody remember this shit? Nobody remembers this shit. When I was on Rule Zero back in 2022, I think, there was a time where I had a panel show. It was myself. It was James Sexton before he was James Sexton, and Andrew Wilson before he was Andrew Wilson, and Mike Sartain, myself, Ryan Stone, and I forget who else we had on the panel at that time. And we were talking, it was a debate, literally a debate between James Sexton and Andrew Wilson about divorce and everything else. And to his credit, even to this day, Andrew is still on the same narrative that on that show. Does nobody remember that show? Does nobody? Well, I know that Matt Walsh does because his producers have used clips of it before. But I know people. I have a good talent for like sniffing out talent, right? I have a talent for sniffing out talent. And I knew Jim was going to blow up. I knew Andrew was going to blow up. And if Andrew is the one that's going to bring even remotely bring a red pill perspective by, even just peripherally to Trigonometry, then so be it. It was great. The one thing that people are going to complain about, and they do in this, in the Twitter thread when they're talking about this, is that they think that they really hate Andrew. They really hate his delivery. Because he seems smarmy, right? He kind of, at some point, sometimes when he gets a little bit flustered, he can kind of get like middle schoolish. Like, hey, I know you are, but what am I? Like if he can just drop that down like 10%, he'd be fucking great. And then I think people just don't like his tone, which I think they just go fuck yourself, because people don't like my tone either, right? It doesn't change the facts. And that's kind of like what Mike was pointing out with Ryan Panetta and this guy. You're not arguing with me. You're arguing with the facts is what you're arguing with, and how those facts are interpreted. I'll show you this in a second, but like, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it right now. It's too good not to. I have this in the video. I have a bunch of videos. I might just react to videos today. This is like, it's too good not to do it. Not that one. Where did he go? I got Rob Henderson on tap too for in a little bit. Okay, here we go. So this is from all rights reserved. This is from Trigonometry. These are it's probably it's 2:00. So this is now just premiering right now, but this is the clips. I don't think they're going to give me grief for showing this.
The hood gap in lifetime earnings, which is if you're a woman who bears children and then looks after them,
time off, and
you take time off. Then over the course of your life,
less overtime.
You will earn less. So that would be one disadvantage that I could give you, where women contribute a different thing. So you might say, well, men get drafted, women carry children.
It's not a disadvantage.
What do you mean?
Oh no! Oh, they have to stay at home. Oh, and raise their kids. Where's the disadvantage again? The man's.
No.
That's okay. So, I'm sorry, Andrew. I love you. Okay, you don't have to. You don't need the drama. You don't need the. Especially with a guy like this dude with Constantine. It's all you need to do is just be all business. You need to be a lawyer with this guy. That would definitely like, bring the argument home.
Oh, the men get drafted. Where's the disadvantage?
They die.
Okay.
There's a disadvantage for you.
It's shot in the face.
Yeah, and women earn less money over the course of their lives and have to carry
they earn
is
more.
A risk to.
No, that is false, Kristen. It's only women who the only thing that separates women from men earnings wise right now is motherhood. That is the one grit there because it's a biological fact, right? It's not. See, the thing that gets me is like, and it's interesting to me because I see this dude on Rogan, and he sounds like he's like, Team Manosphere for a little while, but then he's kind of flip flops. He's just like Pierce Morgan. What is it with you goddamn Brits, man? You just flip back and forth. Oh, well, man, I might have overstepped. My wife will get mad at me if I don't backpedal that, or I add a caveat to that, right? And it's like, it's crazy to me because maybe it's just because he's just trying to maintain the grift or maintain the integrity of the show. I mean, the show is everything, right? And but he sounds very pro-feminist in this because he's still rattling off feminist tropes, mythology. Oh, it's a 77% or 77 cent on a dollar. The wage gap is a myth. And that wage gap happens as a result of choices that men and women make. You can go look at the studies in Scandinavian countries, which are supposed to be the most gender neutral, gender parity countries. And women and men have access to go and do whatever the fuck they want to do. They tend to opt for careers and relationships that are very patriarchal, very, let's say, gender dimorphism, divisional labor. They tend to opt for that. And so what comes down to it is this: it's not endemic sexism. That's what this is pointing at. Every time you hear this, I'm going to put myself up here real quick. Every time you hear the gender wage gap, anytime you hear people don't have any, there's no defense against selective services, by the way. You don't, ladies, you will die on that hill. You do not even try to come back don't even try to argue that. I've said it many times on this show. He'll talk about it later, so I'll dig into it a little bit more. But whenever you hear especially a man, whenever you hear a guy talk about, well, what about the gender wage gap? What about women's rights? What about reproductive rights? That is A, women are wonderful. B, sneaky fucker game. And then C, they don't even realize that they're doing it. They're repeating a meme that is a dead meme. That is, it's a zombie meme. It keeps coming back. It's already the gender wage gap has been go, dude. Here, don't believe me? Go on YouTube and type in gender wage gap myth debunked or whatever. You will find dozens and dozens of very well thought out, well reasoned statistics. It's going as far back as 2016. How the gender wage gap is horseshit. Hell, even was it Dr. Steve Stewart Williams has said as much, right? It's just political, jargon is what it is. It's political jingoism. It's just it works in an election year. Oh, you poor ladies, we need to get your rights. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember this when I was on Dr. Phil, that one girl when they with the cue cards that were written on there was talking about like something about women's rights. Women need to fight for their rights. The first thing I said, because this is standard manosphere, right? What rights don't women have? Because I can tell you what rights men don't have that women do have, but you tell me what rights women don't have right now. Could not think of anything. So what happens is they rattle off the gender wage gap, which of course I threw out there and said that is a myth. And even Dr. Richard Reeves, who was like my opposition, backed me up on that. It's a lie. It's used for political, for jockeying for political position. That's all it is. So when you see a guy like Konstantin rattling this off, it means he hasn't either done his homework or he's digging, he's really he's grasping at straws, trying to find a counter argument for all of this.
They have
potentially
what they have instead is they now don't have to pay for daycare and they can depend on somebody else's income, which is taking care of them. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God. You get to stay at home and you don't have to do anything except raise your kid. Wow. And by the way, they're putting their kids on a bus almost every morning to go to a public school. They don't even have them for 8 hours out of the day most of the time. So like, how is this the most incredibly difficult job ever, or in some way requires them to have they're the ones who are privileged? You know, there's an old comedian who made this joke, and I agree with it. Any job you can do in your pajamas can't be that hard.
Bill Burr, favorite comedian of ours, but
okay, it can't be that hard.
He was joking though, knowing Bill, and now that he's married with kids, I think his perspective's changed somewhat. But I guess, you know,
I'm married with kids.
Right, you're married. I mean, you watched your wife carry the baby or babies inside her for 9 months. Like, that's a big deal.
Sure.
So I guess that to me would be one example versus the hypothetical risk of once every 50 years you get drafted.
In a 2-income household, it's a privilege that women get to stay at home. It's a privilege.
But we're not talking about staying at home. We're talking about carrying the child.
Yeah, but carrying the child has to be raised.
And most women in America then go back to work.
Yeah.
At a disadvantage, as we just
Well, that's not a disadvantage, though, right? They don't have to have children. You have to go out for a draft.
Well, women do have to have children for our society to reproduce.
Well, they're not.
Okay, so this is where both of them dropped the ball. And this is a good exchange, by the way. I'm finally some like substantive conversation about this at the very least. This is why I said if it had to be Andrew Wilson to bring something red pill to trigonometry, so be it, right? But I think Andrew has posited questions and concepts to Konstantin that he probably has never considered before. And so what does he do? He falls back on old tropes. With gender wage gap, being a mother is the hardest job in the universe, right? Unpaid labor, right? Whatever trendy, hashtag that's going on about motherhood is the hardest job in the world. It's funny how he knew the joke that it was Bill Burr that said that. But the thing is like he's running into questions that he doesn't like. Konstantin doesn't want to answer, so he has to fall back on tropes, or he just simply does. He's never considered these things before. And I would think that like if you're going to, especially if you're going to go up against Andrew, you should like do your homework on Andrew to know what he was going to talk about. Especially if if you think you're going to get him, I'm going to get him on this. And I don't think this is necessarily a gotcha interview, but I don't think Konstantin knew what was coming. And so the one thing that both of these guys, and maybe they do, maybe a little bit, they recognize this, but the difference that they're talking about is men do not have a choice when it comes to selective sex. Certainly in the United States, do not have a choice to ignore this, to ignore the draft, to ignore mandatory military conscription, essentially signing up for the potential that you might have to die for your country. I've said this on my show 4 weeks ago when I was talking about an unequal exchange of value. I even wrote a Substack about this recently as well. Go to my Substack, please. The link is right there. It's in the description. I wrote an article about this. In fact, the equal exchange of you will never have an equal exchange of value. This would have been the conversation I would have had anyways. There will never be an equal exchange of value between men and women. Why? Because men are expected to die for women. Well, and I don't mean that just, I mean, the easiest example, of course, is selective services, conscription. But there is a male protector dynamic, an evolved male protector dynamic, that men will instinctually put themselves in front of bullets for women they don't even know. And we wouldn't be able to explain why we did it. This noble cause. I'm going to, I'll take the bullet for, the lake. Well, from an evolutionary psychology perspective, sperm is cheap and eggs are expensive. Women are the incubators of the next generation, and it would behoove a species, I think, it would, especially a species that has to invest a lot in their offspring, for the man to be the sacrificial or people will say disposable, but I would say certainly the one that makes the sacrifices. And in this case, the ultimate sacrifice of dying. It is literally written into our DNA. It is written into our hard code. It is our firmware. It's what I've called this before. And somebody's going to steal this from me. I'm sure probably Orion Teravan already has, but it's the male protector dynamic, which is I'm going to, you want to know why guys will, like the white knights, will automatically try to come to a lady's defense if some horrible person like Rollo Tomassi says, women are, here's some unflattering fact about women's nature, or Myron Gaines for that matter, right? If Myron and I, it could be in the most measured way, but if a guy hears that, it's incumbent upon him to come on. You guys are misogynist. I'll tell you a thing or two, right? What is the impulse that makes them want to do that? That's the male protector dynamic. When we see a woman cry, what do? Oh, are you okay? Hey, baby, don't worry. What happened? What did the mean guy do? What did your asshole boyfriend do? I'll sit on the phone for you and let you cry. Like, when you see a woman crying, we have a different visceral reaction. When a woman is crying, it takes a pretty emotionless, narcissistic, Machiavellian, dark triad son of a bitch to really kind of tamp down the innate instinct to want to protect or want to correct whatever is wrong with a woman who is crying. A man who's crying, fucking stop being stop it. We turn to Wes Watson. Stop being a little pussy. Stop being a little bitch. Rub some dirt in it. Take a lap. That's our impulse, our instinct, right? Our instinct is not to coddle and to hug and to hold that guy and say, "Oh, sorry, brother. Sorry, bro." No, it's fucking sack up, dude. That's and women too, by the way. When women see a man cry, same visceral reaction, same gut reaction. For women, it's to protect. So there's an innate protector dynamic that's going on. What happens is women and feminism exploit that innate protection dynamic they leverage it for their own gain. That's where all this is coming from. That's where it comes down to. So on the national level, that protector dynamic is manifested in the selective services, which, by the way, men ages 18 to 26 at the very least, I think, might be older now. But come November, if you have a penis hanging between your legs, then you are automatically signed. You have a social security card. You are now signed up for selective services. Congratulations. You better go and pick which one you want. Join the Marines. Which service do you want to go? It really makes no difference, but you are automatically enrolled for it. And suddenly people are starting to pay attention to this now because we're at war. And the one thing that people will throw, okay, here's the other caveat that people throw out. Well, we'll never go to war. The United States hasn't been in war since Vietnam. Hasn't used mandatory conscription since Vietnam. And everybody would rebel against. I read this one, there's a comment that was in the thread for this video that I'm showing you right now. And it was, oh man, those guys they're just barking up the wrong tree. There hasn't been a mandatory draft since Vietnam. And we're an all volunteer army right now. Well, guess what? we have lowered the physical standards in the Army so we can let women in, but so we can let fat asses in. So we've already lowered the physical requirements to get into certainly get into the military. We've just extended the age of which you can actually join the military to something like 40 or 41, I think. He's 46. I don't know. So they've extended the age. Why would they do that now? And then the mandatory selective services. So I did my homework on this, unlike Pearl and unlike some of these other people, because where I go with this, whenever I get into the selective service debate, I'll fight you on this, because I'll win every fucking time. It's not about the fact whether or not we're going to war. What are you guys worried about? You don't have to, mandatory conscription hasn't been a thing for a long time, and people would rebel. Were you not around in 2020? What happened in 2020? People were throwing on masks. You know how easy it was for the American population to fall for this mass hysteria for a virus that had like a fraction of what 1%, 2% like mortality rate, and all the shenanigans and all the bullshit that went on in a very short amount of time, like from February of 2020 till August of 2021, right? Mandatory masks. And then what happened? Then you have Antifa tearing down statues and desecrating military graves and burning churches and just running riot in Minneapolis and Portland and everywhere else. You honestly think that, people, and you know what? No one did shit about it. No one rebelled against. No one went and said, "Hey, I'm going to go out there," and they were trying to instigate, some sort of civil unrest or anything. I quite honestly, I think that the modern liberals, more progressives, and this is side note, I think they underestimate the sheer lethargy of conservatives. They're trying to get an emotional rise out of them. Hey, what if we tore down that statue of George Washington? Right. Who cares? No one cared. Nobody went out there with a AR-15 and just tried, so I start blasting. Nobody did that, So to say that, people would rebel. No, they wouldn't. People just jumped right on board with all the COVID mandates. Nobody would. No one would. They'll start the draft tomorrow, and everybody would be like, "Oh, I guess we got to accept it." Guarantee. But that's not even but that is, all of that is beside the point, because the thing is it goes back to the conversation I had on Dr. Phil, was what rights do women not have? And they can't answer that, because the answer is not. They have all the same rights, right? However, in the United States, now this is prior to the mandatory selective services, which we're still at right now, and I could go look this up. It's on the U.S. government website right now. But I'll paraphrase for you. If you deliberately, intentionally, and knowingly avoid signing up for selective services at 18, and I had to do this because I had to when I was 8. I don't have to do it now, but if you tried to evade signing up for selective services, first of all, it depends on the state you're in. But first of all, you can be held liable for up to $250,000 fine for not doing so. I did not know that, because I did my homework and I looked this up. You could have been held liable for $250,000. That's one. The next thing is, in certain states, you can't get a driver's license. In other states, you can't hold public office and you can't get government jobs. So you can't run for elections. You can't get a government job. And last but not least, you can't vote if you are a naturalized citizen. So, for instance, if you are taking the citizenship test and you come to the United States and you learn all that stuff and everything else, and you're a man who's between the ages of 18 and 26 years old, and you say, you know what, I'm not going to sign up for that. Guess what? You're denied citizenship if you don't sign up for selective services. What that says, that one, just that note right there. There's a lot of other things that happen as well. There's a lot of downsides for men not to. But what they're essentially saying is that unless you're born here, citizenship is dependent upon a male the ages of 18 to 26 is dependent on you signing up for mandatory military draft conscription and potentially losing your life if we go to war and you need to be called up. What they're saying is citizenship is dependent upon selective services. That's for that demographic, for that population. So we've now equated literally U.S. citizenship with men signing up for the draft. That right there, you don't get around. Sorry, ladies, fuck you. That's the checkmate. That's it. Game, set, match. You don't get around that. It is literally government. Yeah, like women always look at me like when we're talking about like the 77% or 77 on dollar pay wage gap. When we're talking about that, which has been thoroughly debunked, right? Women love to throw that one out there, but you go and you say my citizenship is dependent on, or theoretically dependent on me signing up to potentially die in this country just because I was born with a penis and you were born with a vagina. That is systematic, government-sponsored sexism. And there's no argument against it. You can say, well, we think that the 77 cents on the dollar pay wage gap is a sign of sex. It's got to be some patriarchal old boys. They just don't want to pay women as much as they pay men. Right? It's a form of sexism, which we find out that actually it's not. It's because women make different choices and motherhood. So in aggregate, yes, women are going to earn less than men because men don't get pregnant. That's number one. Again, where's this coming from? I can show you the stats from Steve Stewart Williams when it'll be in his new book, I'm sure, which is the A Billion Years of Sex Differences. That's already probably, I want to say it's probably already established in that book, but he talks about that. So ladies, motherhood's great, man, but you don't have to die. You don't have to die for it. That is so why am I saying all this? Because that was the basis upon which I was thinking of, or sort of mentally debating in my head, the idea that if you're to be a simp is an unequal exchange of value. Well, if that's the case, and there's biologically, evolutionarily speaking, Darwinistically speaking, I will give my life for a woman. There can never be an equal exchange of value because my life is like, I'm dead. That's it. And that's where I would have gone with this conversation. As I always said, look, you're not going to win this argument, Constantine, because the thing is women can make the choice to have a child or not have a child. But the thing is I don't have a choice to die in the military or not. And again, it doesn't have to be the United States. Go look at what's been going on in the press gangs and everybody in Russia. Hell, I watched this video or something. Yeah, I was watching a video about how women who had they hated their husbands or something like that, abusive husbands, they would report them to the military and they would come and conscript them and bring them out of the house. And now if that man dies in the Ukraine-Russia war, she gets death benefits from the military. It's some fucked up shit, man. So that's Russia. I don't know what's going on in the Ukraine. I do know this. Only men are fighting in there, and all the women from the Ukraine suddenly find their way to the United States, Canada, Poland. They're hot too. So yeah, it's trying to draw parallels between military conscription and motherhood is a losing proposition.
So,
well, I mean, they are.
I mean, they're definitely
your wife
not.
is, my wife is.
Yeah, but what's the birth rate? We're under replacement levels.
I know, but you're talking about a side argument. What I'm saying is, in a society that wants to reproduce, men have to go to war and women have to bear the children.
That's true.
And so why don't we just say, well, the men go to war, the women have children, that's why they both
When are they going to start having the children part of this?
I mean, my wife's doing it.
Yeah, but
your wife's doing it, so shouldn't they have the right to vote? You're not fucking fighting war, are you?
Men, well,
nor am I.
But is there the potential for that through the draft?
Well, just the potential for them to have children. You say they're not. Well, I could say you're not being drafted. Same thing.
God damn it. Just say choice, man. For the love of Christ, say choice. I think he does.
No, you can't. It's no. There is no equivalency, and I can point out the distinction.
Yeah, the compulsion thing.
The compulsion, yes.
But for a society to work, men have to go to war and women have to have kids.
I agree, but you need to get to the they're having kids part before you can tell me that there's some equivalency to men being drafted, because they're not having kids.
And you're not being drafted.
But I can be compelled because I've signed up for the draft. Where have they signed up to have kids?
He loses right there. That's where he lost it. This is where Constantine lost, and this is where he gets him. And I would have pressed the advantage right here, but like that's where he loses it. It's compulsion. It's compulsion versus choice. That's really what he's trying to argue, and there's no getting around it. He's like an eel in the weeds from here on out.
I think this is a splitting hairs argument.
I think it's not. I think that the idea that my children can be drafted, or I could be drafted even at my age because perhaps I have knowledge which would be useful to the United States military. They could do it in 5 seconds.
Actually, they raised the that's enlistment. 26, I think, is conscription, but he's not incorrect.
They could bring me on. They in Ukraine they draft 60-year-old men. Okay, if they need you, they're going to take you, and you can peel potatoes or whatever it is they need, right? Women do not have to do that. They do not have to sign up for selective service.
Yeah.
They are not compelled, and will never be
It's asymmetrical in that way.
They can avoid pregnancy, though, right? And if you're saying that they have a duty to have children.
I'm not saying they have a duty.
But you have a duty to go fight a war if you get drafted.
Correct.
Oh, okay. And this is fair how? Where do we get to the fairness?
See, essentially this is just a more like another iteration, another version of when, and God bless him, man, when Andrew was on with Tommy Lahren, it was like, what's in it for guys? What's in it for men? That's the kicker. And so you have to find some way to sort of square that circle. Tommy sure couldn't. Tommy's still stinging from that one, right? But now he's basically laid sort of the same conundrum on Constantine. Like when Keanu Reeves was in it. So he's laying this on him, and there's no coming back. It's compulsion versus choice is what it is. You can't, like, between existence and non-existence, there's like, tell me what the equal exchange is. And that's what comes down to, what's in it for guys, right? That's what he asked of Tommy Lahren. The other part is, what's the trade-off? Oh, we need women to have babies and everything. Well, yeah, of course, the fertility rate's in the shitter right now. Well, but why is that? I mean, he should have got into this point. Why is that? Well, because average women don't want to get with average men. Number one. That's why the number one reason why it's real easy. I have so many, I see so many of these videos where they're trying to go, why is the fertility rate below replacement? Well, shocker, it's been below replacement in the United States since 1975. But now we'll have the conversation now. But like, we want to get into these really cerebral, well, it's because of men aren't quality enough and da 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 da. It's like, no, it's because average women do not want to get with average men. In fact, average women feel that they are entitled to above average men. That is as a result of technology. That is as a result of the choice paradox. Women in a globalized sexual marketplace believe that their sexual market value is way higher than it actually is, because they are dissociated from the local sexual marketplace. So when you take those assessments from a global, like self-assessments, from a global sexual marketplace, and then you apply them to the local sexual marketplace, and you look around and you go, these guys aren't worth this pussy. Then you get average women do not want to get with average men. And how is that dangerous to society? Because average men are the deltas. They're the ones that keep the lights on. They're the ones that are the welders. They're the ones that work the oil rigs. They're the ones that fill the potholes, work in raw sewage. Our plumbers, our salt of the earth, day laborer, blue collar guys. And for the longest time, the social contract pretty much guaranteed if you had a decent job and you did well and you put in an honest day's work and got an honest day's pay, you're pretty well assured that you could find a woman, you could settle down, you could have a family, 1 or 2 kids, 3 kids, maybe a golden retriever in the front yard and an SUV. That's gone. Women don't want that. Even Rob Henderson was talking about this. It was like when GDP gets above like $5,000 per person or something like a country, like per person, that's when fertility rates decline. Why? Because women are in the workforce. Kick them out of the workforce and you're there. What's this? Finally, Ben Shapiro's evil twin Constantine is being confronted. Yes, evil twin. You'll notice that they never have Ben Shapiro on Trigonometry. Let me run these quick. A lot of channels. Okay, I got to that one. A lot of channels. Thank you. Sartain came correct, man. Good for energy. I got to you. Can a man, are you using like voice to text? Can a man strive without sex? Strive. Or even achieve success without a sex drive? I'm going to argue no. And people will hate me for that. Paul Elam will disagree with me about that. No, I've done these polls before. It's just kind of telling, right? Last week or the week before, I proposed the hypothetical, the thought experiment question is, if you met a woman who was like perfect in every single way, you could have children with her through artificial insemination. She's a perfect mother for your kids. She's 100% loyal. She's absolutely the perfect mate, but you could never have sex with her. And knowingly from the jump, would you marry her? That was my thought experiment. I've done another thought experiment before. And this is like, I've asked guys, if you could take a pill that would turn off your sex drive entirely, you would have no desire to look at porn. You would have no desire to stroke off. You would have no desire to, you still be platonic for it. You still interact with people and everything like that, but your libido is 100% turned off. Would you take that pill? You'd be surprised. You'd be shocked at how many guys would go, hell yeah, give it to me right now. I'm in monk mode. Like it's incels or whatever you want to call it. Hell, I even get religious guys who would do so, because they're afraid of their dicks, or they're just afraid of that sex driver. They think that's like they think that they're because they would do that they're in some way that would set them apart. They'd be superior. Because I think the idea is behind that is that if they took that pill to kill their libido, that would free them up to greatness. They'd be the next Nikolai Tesla, because he was an incel too, right? Well, not exactly. I would argue that the reason why Western civilization is what it is because men have a sex drive. Men want to fuck. David Lee Roth, the greatest philosopher on planet Earth, wrote a wonderful, beautiful song. Everybody wants some. Want some, get some. That everybody wants some is the key to human dissatisfaction. And people want to say, "Oh, that's horrible. What do, we want to promote human contentment." No, you don't. You want dissatisfaction. You want discontent. Discontent, like the human condition, is defined by discontent, and that is a good. Thank God. Thank you, God, for that discontent. God forbid I am ever content. The minute you can look in the mirror and be happy with what you see, you are sunk. And people aren't like that anyways. You want more. We want something else. You will never and of course this fundamentally goes back to like the idea of happiness, like which you can sort of pair up, I think, with contentment. But you think that the diploma, if I get my bachelor's degree, I'm going to be happy because then I can get a really great job. And then you realize this sucks. Working 40 hours a week for somebody else, making somebody else rich. But I had to go to 4 years of college and take out X amount of student loans so that I could get into this position, so that I could pay back those student loans to work for somebody who probably didn't go to college, or maybe he did, and he's paying off student loans too. It's this vicious cycle, right? And then I go, okay, well, fine. I think maybe if I got my master's degree, then I would be happy, and then I could do stuff. You get your master's degree. Well, it was great. It was a great celebration. I'm very proud of my accomplishments and everything, but wonder if I had my doctorate, if things would be like, my conditions would change, if things would be better. And and that's good, man. It's good to want to, reinvent things. It's good to want to explore. And that is directly related to your libido. For most guys, especially. Like some guys might have some sort of inherent like wanderlust or some sort of inherent like talent for invention or creativity, right? But that creativity was selected as a result of sexual selection, because creative intelligence is a selected for attribute in human beings, right? Also survival and, big muscles and everything else, but also the clever son of a bitch who knows how to build a house, who figured out how to make a bow and arrow, how to make fire. Og make fire. Women wanted to fuck Og. I made wheel. Okay. He gets all the bitches because he made a wheel, right? It paid off to be creative, but that creativity came from solving a problem, and you had to creatively imagine something. You'd be imaginative. And so that's the key right there. So that comes from, I need bitches. I need chicks. I want a woman who's going to fuck me. Well, but the only way I'm going to do that is to have access to have resources, territory, and access to beautiful women. That's what defines a powerful man throughout history. How do you get there? Well, you got to have a libido in the first place. That's why when all these guys say, I would never go to Babes in Toyland in Vegas, Rollo, there's nothing but sluts and whores there. Okay, where do you want to go? Nowhere, because you want your libido to go away. You want to turn it off. So having that libido, don't hate on that. You just have to channel it. I'm going to go all like Freudian on you. I hate to. I liked Freud, but I understand why people hate Freud. Freud once said that all energy is sexual. And by energy, it's like motivations, drive, whatever, impetus. I don't know. All energy is sexual. It's just how you channel that. More inventions have been created. Some of the greatest masterpieces have been painted, and the greatest novels in the world were written because that dude wanted to figure out an end run around how to get pussy. That's the long and the short of it. Those inventions, what drives human innovation is the male sex drive, channeled. Or frustration, I should say, channeled to creative solutions to that discontent. I'm on record as saying this too. It's like I had an art teacher when I was in. People don't know I actually have I have a BFA too, right? An art teacher once told me, he said that discontent is a good thing. This is where I kind of picked up most of this. It's a good thing. Being unsatisfied with shit, like being your own worst critic is a good thing. I mean, not destructively so, but as I said, there's two ways that human beings deal with discontent: constructively and creatively, or destructively. Fucking some men just want to watch the world burn, right? That's dealing with discontent. They don't want to just watch the world burn. They want to make a statement about their discontent. Well, if I can't live in the world, I can't have the way I want, I'm going to tear it all down and burn it all down. Right? It's just destructive discontent. For creative, constructive discontent, that's where the genius is exercised. What's causing the discontent? Your libido, your sexual frustration. For men in particular, it's your frustrations. So to say are there guys who are going to argue with me and say, well, if I didn't have a libido, I'd be free to think of things and be able to do stuff that I wanted to do, and I wouldn't be like, why aren't you doing that now? I said, go be a eunuch, man. Take saltpeter or whatever the fuck it is. I mean, you can actually do that. It's funny, these people are very no-fap, and they'll be like, I watched this one. I don't have it. I wish I would have picked it up, but there was a clip that I saw of this guy who goes, when you give up porn, this is what happens. And it goes through the first day, and then like the week, and then a month, and then 3 months, and 6 months, and a year, and 2 years, and 5 years, and then 10 years, and 50. It goes all the way to 50 years, right? And at 50 years, you're like turned into this, like you're like one with the universe. It's like your atoms become energy at that point. And it's meant to be a parody and ridiculous, but it does just prove a point. It's like people think that by denying that that part of themselves, by our humanness, and as far as that is concerned. Oh God. Oh, Dylan is calling me. Dylan, I can't talk to you right now. I'm in a show, brother man. He's trying to call me. All right, enough of that. So yes, don't try to kill your sex drive. How do I get past the PTSD of my past blue pill life? PTSD, like what happened? How do I get past my PTSD? Well, first of all, stop calling it PTSD. Trust me, you don't have PTSD. I mean, were you traumatized? Were you really traumatized? Right, that's the thing. Like, I understand why how women can get traumatized. You got to remember, women are the vulnerable sex, and women put a high priority on the emotional interpretation of their surroundings. Right? They start with emotion. That's not to say that women can't be reasonable and rational. It's just that they don't start reasonable and rational. But men do, and or should, or unless they're conditioned not to. But first of all, stop calling it PTSD. Just say, hey, look, how do I deal with my past blue pill life? Well, first of all, identify what it is that is causing you that stress. PTSD, let's stop calling it PTSD. Let's just say you're put out, you're distressed about something. You're pissed off, frustrated. Why did I do that? Is that like hindering you from living the rest of your life? I've done some pretty stupid shit in my life. What was I on? I was talking about, it was a few shows ago. I was talking about like some of that. I can tell you right now what I know. Like if you ask me, Rolo, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? I am now 58 years old, so I can pretty much, I will never repeat it. So I can pretty much say that that's going to be the most embarrassing thing that I ever did. And no, it wasn't fucking a fat chick, although that was pretty up there. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is on the show. If you ask me privately, I might tell you, but I don't like sit there and get consumed with it. I will say this: if a certain song comes on my iPod, or I hear it on like somebody's playing it or radio or whatever, it comes online, whatever. If I hear this certain song, it will remind me and bring me back to that point, but I don't dwell on that point. It's funny how that works, right? But so don't you just got to put it past. It's just time on the clock, man. It's just fucking to get out and do shit. Make new memories that are better than the old ones. The good news is that you're just saying, oh, my blue pill past. Okay, well, you're in your red pill now, and you're in your red pill future. And so the good news is that you have an accurate source of information now, and you won't be making those stupid mistakes again as a result. So guess what? Replace all that stress of PTSD, that crisis, whatever it is, stress that you're feeling, replace that with the optimism that should be coming from the fact that you're now red pill aware. I know I can avoid that pitfall now. I don't have to worry. It was kind of embarrassing. It sucked. And that was a bad thing. But guess what? I'm going to use this new paradigm that I'm in, make better choices, be with better people. I presume you're relating this to women because you said blue pill, but what do they say? What's the fastest way to get over a woman is get under another one, right? Create new, better memories. I will tell you, man, there's some shit that I really wish I would have. There's stuff that I do now that I wish I would have started a whole lot earlier. There's habits I used to have that I really wish I would have just like dropped 10 years before I did. But it is what it is, right? What's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. What's the second best time? Right fucking now. So stay right here. Do right now. Create new memories. Do cool shit. Do fun shit. Do great fucking work that pushes all that out of your head. Go do. Rolo, in your strategic world, my strategic worldview, Oh, here you go.
Kowalski, analysis.
How does a peace treaty between the left and the right look? Non-existent. Because you want to know why? Because of this right here, my friend. See that 23-point gap right there? That's why this is a dead meme. Non-existent. It used to be that there was some sort of, back and forth coming across the aisle to put aside our ideological differences to benefit the greater good. Now we don't do that anymore. So I can't really say, how does it look in the past? Well, we were much more, we still had the differences, obviously, but there were still here's a great example. When Charlie Kirk was killed, first thing liberal progressives did was dance in the streets and celebrate his death and laugh and just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. He and just besmirched the man's reputation and say he was a fascist, he was a misogynist, he was whatever, every name in the book, right? And just shit all over his grave before the grave was even dug. And what happened when that guy who was the guy from Facebook, the guy who was the owner of Facebook, 43 years old, died prematurely, right? What did the conservatives do? Man, he's smoking a turd in hell right now. Oh, I'm so glad he was a Jew. He should go, burn in hellfire or whatever. They they were shitting all over and pissing all over his grave before the grave was dug. Same thing, two different sides of the fucking ideological coin. We want to think we're better than the liberals, and the liberals want to think they're better than the conservatives, whatever. I got no dog in the fight. I take either. I just look at things. I punch both ways. You guys know that. That's why I'm not popular. That's why I don't get asked on trigonometry, because I punch both ways. I'm not on team conservative, and I'm not on team liberal. I take each individual thing as they come, but I am on team human. And so when the Facebook dude dies or Charlie Kirk dies, I think that is something that we should be able to look past our stupid ideological, proclivities and shut the fuck up and mourn the deaths of people who have passed, right? They're gone. There's still a humanity that we still we won't tap into humanity anymore. I think that's the thing, that's the great divide between left and right and all that stuff for men and women. It's we can't even come together and say, yeah, it sucks that you died, man. I wouldn't want anybody to, I know people who have cancer right now. I know people who have, what I had to go through with my surgery and everything, I would not wish that on Destiny, who I hate with a passion, because I still have my humanity left. Such as it is. I might not have my soul, but I do have my humanity left. And I just don't see that happening. The further we get apart, and this, you want to talk about the gender divide? Gender divide is a political divide. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Just don't get me into politics, because you won't like it. Do you find taking TRT to optimal levels, VRs, a mid 400 makes a difference in a workout? You should be way above 400. Yes, absolutely. I noticed a difference in my workout, within 8 weeks. Again, was it Huberman said, it makes effort feel good. It's not just wanting to fuck. It's also lifting weights. It's also getting shit done around the house. It's also writing a book. It's direct. What did I just tell you guys? It's directing that energy, man. And again, that libido is absolutely biological. It's testosterone. It's not emotions. It's not, I'm just like this way. No, you're not. I can change the way you are with 2 shots of tequila. I can change the way you are with, 100 milligrams of Tren. You will definitely have a change in attitude after that goes in. It's biological, it's chemical, it's endocrines, man, endocrinology. Yes, you will definitely want to get in the gym, and you'll feel much different about yourself. It will change your ideology. We already almost tore each other apart over the border under Biden. Well, thank you for reminding us of that. What would, yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're getting. Yeah, the whole 2020 thing. You couldn't be conscripted to go, like, I mean, we've had an all volunteer military really since Vietnam. So that's not to say it couldn't happen again. They wouldn't put this way, they would not have selective services still to this day, and they would not make it like mandatory conscription. They would not, and they would not make it something that you don't have any control over. If you have you can't get your social security card as a male 18 without signing up for selective services. They're going to get you either way. You can't pay your taxes unless you are enrolled in selective services. And it doesn't matter if you think you're a woman, if you are a trans, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. Do you have a penis swinging between your legs? Guess what? Tran boy, femme boy, demi boy, whatever your selected gender identity is, you're going to the army, man. You're going to be Corporal Klinger in the army, like in MASH, man. That's going to be you, but you're going. You are going. What would be Americans' reaction if women's voting privileges were intrinsically tied to signing up for selective services? That's a good question. They do get into that later in, not that particular question in specifically, but you have to remember that voting, representative democracy, used to have to be something you qualified for. And some people will say, well, it's because those colonizers stole the land, and those landowning white men made it so that they were the ones that were making the vote. Yeah, okay, you're probably right about that, but they still had a democracy amongst themselves. And you had to qualify for that because you had to have skin in the game. Remember, in the original 13 colonies in the United States, if you were going to, secede from the British Empire, and you had land, and you were you definitely had skin in the game if you were one of the signatories of the U.S. Constitution, not to say the Declaration of Independence. What was it? Was it Benjamin Franklin says we all better hang together, or we're going to certainly hang apart? Like you were going to die. There was a chance that you were going to. Most of them did. A good portion of them, I believe, a good portion of them did actually die as a result of putting their name on that thing. Well, they were in a democracy. They had money and they had land, and they probably, some of them owned slaves. I'm sure of that. Yeah, that was horrible at the time. Got it, understood. But you know what? They still put their asses on the line, and they still had skin in the game, to the point where the British Empire comes over and they start cracking skulls. And I think people don't understand that the formation of the United States was not like a foregone conclusion during the War of Independence. They didn't know. They were fighting for their lives, man. They were fighting for their, for the land that they had. Now, Britain was outmatched because it was they couldn't supply. It was the supply chain across the ocean was something they couldn't do at the time. It was very difficult to do. So, and the U.S. had all the resources. So, but it was never the outcome of the war was never certain. But the people who were fighting, and the people who were the moneyed landowners, and the people who were the people who got to vote. They had skin in the game, and they put that skin in the game when the shit, hit the fan. Also, same thing happened later on. Civil War, same thing happened later on. I mean, it's like, yeah, I think the idea of women's voting privileges are tied to signing. It would be great if they were. I'm of the opinion, like, people have asked me before, Rollo, do you think we should repeal the 19th? And they even talked about this. People want to say that that's all the Manosphere is about right now. The Gentlemanosphere think that ladies deserve a good shake, and they need to have keep their rights. But I'll tell you, man, I have seen so many videos criticize. They all came in right after the Inside the Manosphere, of course. Everybody's suddenly an expert on the Manosphere. But one of the things they were just shaking in their boots over is that these guys want to repeal and they want to take away women's rights. It's never going to happen. Stop it. I will say this. I said it then. I will say this now. I've never been one of these, repeal the 19th guys because it's untenable. But the genie is out of the bottle. You're not putting the toothpaste back in the tube. It is what it is. It's right there. You know why? Because more men will fight you on it than women will fight you on it because they want pussy. They're more sneaky fuckers and more, male feminists will fight you and they will win because people don't want that. What gets me is that, what's funny is like they have had, I had this conversation with Pat Campbell on several occasions. I think it was in 2017 or 2018. They were actually, it was on a bill once to make selective services mandatory for females, for women as well. Never made it. Got pulled out of the bill. Why was that? Because there was such an uproar amongst conservatives that they said, well, are we such pussies? Are we such manginas that we need women to go fight our battles for us? Boy, men have really fallen off. Boy, these lost boys, this generation is just, I can't believe now we need women to fight for us, right? Because, men don't want to do it. No, men were still being conscripted. They were still had to sign up. They couldn't be citizens unless they did. That's not what selective service. The point of selective services, like from a gender perspective, the point of selective services or the argument isn't about whether you're going to war or not. It's whether you have citizenship or not. It's whether you have to pay a $250,000 fine for avoiding it. It's if women can hold public office. They don't have to worry about $250,000 fine. They don't have to worry about their voting rights. They don't have to worry, in some states, they don't have to worry about their driver's license because they didn't sign up for selective services. That's what it's about. But everybody wants to make it about, well, men are going to war. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's citizenship. It's the rights of the citizen. What do you get to do because you have signed up for this thing called selective services exclusively because you're male? It's not about the draft, although potentially it's about death for men, right? So you can argue that side, but it's not about, well, men make a big deal out of that because, blah, blah, blah. And you're not going to war. Guys will resist. No. The point isn't about when it comes to the gender dynamics. It's not about the war. It's that men are denied certain rights and certain privileges in this country because they didn't sign up for that. And women are exempt from that. That's the difference. Women don't have to be compulsion. Men have the compulsion. Women do not. When it comes to motherhood, women can choose to be mothers or not. It's funny. Imagine this. Andrew Wilson and Constantine. Imagine this, if you will. When we tell men that they have to be drafted or they have to go to war, we call that selective services, right? If there was, imagine this. Imagine there was equal and opposite, right? Imagine there was a rule or a law that said selective mothering, right? Only it's not selective mothering. It was women have to are compelled to have children. It's not about voting. You're just compelled to do it no matter what. You have to have kids. Yes, you have to. If you want to live in this country, you're going to get laid, you're going to get pregnant, and you're going to have a kid. That's it. You have to. Well, what if, and it might not even be somebody you want, because men certainly probably don't want to go to fight the war. People avoided the draft. People avoided selective services. You know what we call that? When we compel women to motherhood, we call that the fictional world of Gilead in The Handmaid's Tale. That's what that is. Women bristle at that. My God, you would force me to have a child, not of my choosing, blah, blah, blah. We call that is like a human rights violation. But we don't say the same thing about selective services. We don't call that a human rights violation. That's the difference. That is why Constantine will always lose this argument and Andrew Wilson will always win this argument. It's not about going to war or anything like that. It's about citizenship. It's about rights and privileges of being a woman or being a man. And I'm glad Andrew brought up the Ukraine and the Russia thing too, because like he was right. He's right. They were keeping guys as old as 60 in the Ukraine because they needed people. They need bodies, man. That's all they need is bodies. And as long as the body had a penis, that's all they cared about. Don't have to worry about that. You will never win. You will die on that hill, Constantine.
Well, not everything has to look exactly symmetrical, but your argument initially was, where's a privilege that men enjoy and women don't? Well, I would argue in a functioning society where where we want to reproduce, women end up with the burden of childbearing and child rearing in a way that men don't. I think it's a fairly simple and obvious argument, right?
And yet they're privileged when it comes to custody and divorces. They're privileged when it comes to child support. They're privileged when it comes to alimony. They're privileged when it comes to all of these things. They have every advantage when it comes to having the child. And so it's like,
It's
no.
a different argument. Now, what I'm saying is the burden of bearing the child is uniquely with women in the same way that the burden of fighting in war is uniquely with men.
True, but one is compulsory and the other is choice.
So it's an ontological argument. The nature of woman is to have children. Nature of men is to go to war.
Right, and so
Then the woman needs to be fulfilling her nature then, right?
Well, my woman is, and so is yours,
Yes,
right?
but most
So
women
I would
aren't.
insist for my woman to have the right to vote on that basis, that she's contributing, frankly, at this point, way more than I am.
Drafting's collective, right?
Yeah.
So then the duty's collective?
Yeah.
Then why isn't childbirth?
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my goodness. All right, that's enough of that. That's towards the end of the clip anyways. That was it. That puts the period on the end of the sentence. You don't win that. He's only trying, again, women are wonderful, right? It's the women are wonderful effect. They can do no wrong. So we've got to find, he has to find some way to turn the bad red pill guy, all such as he is, into like give him his comeuppance. And you don't do that. Well, certainly not with Andrew, but you don't do that when it comes down to, is there an equal exchange of value, but can there ever be an equal exchange of value to the sexes? So I got into almost something very, very similar argument where women were trying to say the same thing. Well, we give birth. Yeah. Men die. Okay. You give birth, men die. You can choose not to have children. You can choose not to have birth. I don't get to do that. Also, I have, evolutionarily speaking, Darwinistically speaking, there is not some instinctive, innate drive in women to put themselves bodily in front of men that they don't know whenever a live shooter happens, right? Women don't have that. Their self-preservation is everything. We don't call women cowards for trying to get away from danger. We call men cowards for getting away from danger, even if that's that self-preservation thing, right? Same thing, like the guys on there. There were plenty of room on the lifeboats of the Titanic. Men just went down with the ship because they didn't want to seem like pussies. That was just the instinct. That was the male protector instinct. Men die and women live. And then you get Rose, who I'd rather be his whore than your wife. That message lives on and jacks down at the bottom of the ocean. What would your reaction be? I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can actually tie that to it, because if you ask me, this is me personally, this is not a red pill perspective. This is not like a praxeological empirical observation, but I do know this is that I think I'm more of the Heinlein, Robert Heinlein from Starship Troopers. What is it? Radchak's Roughnecks, right? Professor Radchak, he was the teacher in that movie, and one of the things Heinlein used to try to put his political, well, still, who doesn't, right? Would speak politically through his characters, right? And one of the messages he always put out there was that, violence is the supreme authority from which all other authority is derived, which is the basis of exercising your rights, the rights that we make up, that we think are good ideas. Right. I disagree with Andrew in one respect. I think rights are an actual thing. They're as a concept. I think they're a thing. I don't think they necessarily have to be derived from like a higher power, although it's better that they are, if we believe they are, from it's metaphorical truth, right? It's better that we believe that they are, because then it's easier to, like, they need a mythology. That's how powerful rights are. That's how, but the thing is he had the same conversation with Tim Pool, and Tim Pool just like couldn't wrap his head around it. He just couldn't understand that, like, rights are just something we all collectively agree to. It's like valuation of something, like this bottle is worth $10. Who says who? Well, we do it. It took this amount of money to put, like, maybe it took like $4 to create this, and it costs $10, $12, probably $20 at Dick's Sporting Goods. Why? Because we think that the bottle water bottle ought to be worth something, right? Well, why is a crystal wine glass worth more than the water bottle? Well, because we place value on it. Same thing with rights. Same thing with privileges, right? It's just perceptual. Mike Sartain's talked about this. Women's women fuck guys based on status. Well, what status? Real status? Authenticity? Are you for real? Doesn't matter. It's perceptive. Perceptually speaking, if that woman thinks that your status is so high that she wants to get after it with you, she's going to get after it with you. The same thing applies to rights. Like, they're concepts, but how valuable are those concepts? Well, are they valuable enough to die for? Are they valuable enough to get a group of guys together and say, you know what, dudes, we're going to get together. If somebody breaks this we call this law or this rule a right. If they break that rule, we're going to go out and we're going to beat the fuck out of them until they understand and they obey that rule. Or like police officers or whatever, like you've infringed upon my civil rights. You've infringed, like, assault and battery. Why? Those are laws, right? Well, why? Why can't I just go bust somebody in the face? Hey, talk shit about me, man. Why can't I go bust that guy in the face? Well, because we have enough police officers who will come and restrain you from doing so, or will arrest you for doing so, because in the United States, we have these laws. They're just concepts, but they're enforced and they're backed up by human beings. And those human beings are usually violent men and have been in the past and will be in the future, whether that's pulling a trigger or that's beating you with fists. Violence is the supreme authority from which all other authority is derived. And that's the basis of rights. And girls on whatever podcast can't wrap their head around it either. Tim Pool couldn't wrap his head around it. Well, we just have rights. Rights are rights. You just get them. Conceptual. People don't understand. It's all Enlightenment era thinking, right? So if you did that, now here's the thing: what makes you what qualifies you to enjoy those rights, or to have those practice, or to be a participant in the process of making rules and decisions and policies and everything else? What valuation should you have? People say, well, Rolla, do you think we should repeal the 19th? Yeah. It won't happen. Yeah. But I also think that a lot of guys should lose their right to vote too. I think stupid people should not be able to vote. In Starship Troopers, if you served in the military, you were guaranteed citizenship. Same thing as selective services, right? If you served in the military, if you were mobile infantry, you got all right. In fact, even in that book, as I recall, if memory serves, if you served in the military, you could also get a license to have children, because I think they were worried about like a population boom back then, but they were limiting the amount. Like, you could not have kids as a woman. You could not have kids unless you served in the military too. She was like, one of the characters wanted to have babies, and that's why she was in the squad, in the troop, right? So you put in your time, you fight in mobile infantry, and then you can have children. So that was, even having children, it was a privilege. Like, you had to earn that privilege. It wasn't a right. It wasn't, you just had to, that was something you had to like contribute. Now, what's the premise of that? Public service, the greater good. Like, what are you doing that's contributing to society? Well, if you're a worthless piece of shit, should you be able to decide what us other people who like are like invested in the community, invested in the greater good are? That's why liberal progressivism is what it is. And by that, I mean wokeism, which is the female way, the egalitarian way of thinking. Women love the right to vote because they don't got to do shit. They don't have to put their lives on the line in selective services. Do you think that women would ever vote for themselves to be included in selective services? No, they're not going to do that. If women were really truly really invested in, like, feminism is about equality. If that's the case, then why aren't women marching on Washington demanding that they be conscripted into the military and no man should ever die until an equal amount of women die per how many men died in the past wars? Well, let's just go back to, you can just go back to World War I. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, whatever, all the way up to where we are now. Take all those men in aggregate. I don't know how many millions of guys would be dead, right? We demand, as women, we demand equality. We cannot vote, and we will not let another man die until 10 million women die, because that's how many men died in the past wars who were conscripted into the United States Army. You think that they would be marching on Washington, demanding that equal rights or equity. That would be equity, but they're not going to do that. Of course not. It's ridiculous. But the thing is like when we talk about the rights, which they got, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they got into that in this back and forth between Trigonometry and Andrew Wilson. As legal immigrants, you can't get a green card without signing for selective services. Wow. And you can't get your citizenship without approval of selective of selective services. So essentially, what is that saying? You cannot be as a man, 18 years old and older, you cannot be a citizen unless you sign up for the draft. That's the operative in all of this. Citizenship. And why? Like, you can't get a green card. You can't get to public, you can't get certain jobs, you can't run for public office, you can't get government jobs, you can't even be a government contractor. Oops, what happened to me here? Oh, hang on. Hold on, I think it's my camera. Can you guys still hear me at least? Oh, it is the camera. Well, the Ned cam works. Hang on. Is it back? No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. It's a camera that went out. Well, damn it. What's going on? Oh, maybe that was it. Did I get it? There we go. Okay, now we're back. Sorry. Something wrong with the camera. The net cam works. That's weird. Okay. No, it's okay. No glitch. It was just, that's a hardware thing. My bad. Yeah. So anyway, what is this? The U.S. forefathers couldn't own frame until they emancipated from the, why did that? Yep. Audio's fine. Good. Okay. We're good. We're back. So be it. So anyways, I have another video for you here. Now, I meant to show this one. I meant to show this one a little while ago, but here it was. Okay, so one of the last thoughts on this. There's a post by Owen Benjamin on Twitter where he was commenting on this exchange between Andrew and Constantine. Constantine. Who names their kid Constantine? Conversations like this are to normalize the draft. The entire debate is under the assumption that men get drafted. Yes, there will never be another draft. People would openly rebel against the government violently. I don't think so, Owen, because if they were, they would have violently rebelled during COVID. that didn't happen because like, I mean, theoretically, conceptually, people were supposed to be dropping like flies. Constantine is a fire name. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's only because you saw the movie. It's only because it was on Keanu Reeves, Constantine. Was he a demon hunter? It's a demon hunter's name. Okay, what do we want to get on here next? Shall we just run down the list here? I have so many good videos to talk about. Let's see. I don't want to talk about Scott Galloway real quick. Not that one. I have some other ones here that were pretty good. Oh, okay. Let's do this one. One of the things that kind of bugged me the last time I did this show. Oh, I have it in here. Sorry, it's in the other folder. I kind of wanted to like actually break this whole video down. Oh yeah. You guys see Nikki Glaser here? Oh, let's do this. Okay, quick aside. This is the lightning round. Here we go.
How lame it comes across. I sometimes don't like to tell guys about this thing that I have where I'm like, you know, this is separate than the soulmate thing. Like, I don't care if a guy has a sexual connection with a girl and like he was to use protection and just have sex with her for a night. Like, I literally wouldn't care if my husband did that. I don't know why. I don't know why. If he were to like watch The Wire with her or like do crossword puzzles or like text up, but like send memes and stuff, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's our thing. Like, emotional cheating would hurt me, but like physical, I'm just like, I just feel like I understand how sex is for men most of the time outside of a relationship. It's just kind of transactional and it's just like they just want to nut and it's not about like, I want to spend my life with this woman. So it wouldn't feel, I don't know. I just wouldn't care as much.
So our barometer is no emotional cheating.
Yeah.
Totally physical cheating is good.
But I understand.
Okay, so let's stop it right there. Oops, wait, there you go. Let's stop that right there. This is on Call Her Daddy, right? I clearly, you know, that's where you're only going to get these kind of conversations, right? Here's a woman who's okay with her boyfriend. Like she's a cut queen, right? Is that what they call her? She's a cut queen. She's okay with that. Now that sounds very red pill. Where have I heard this before? Oh, that's right. It's from this video right here. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. It's this video right here. What was this? Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Thank you very much. Nikki Glaser confirms it, and Kristen Waller confirms it. Although, when it's on Call Her Daddy, everybody's like, oh, so courageous and brave. But when it's on Louis Theroux's Inside the Manosphere, oh, my stars and garters, right? Thank you very much for that. Dread in a nutshell. You got it, man. Now, remember, what is that based in? Based in exactly what Nikki Glaser is actually kind of a better video to analyze this whole perspective from, because what was she saying? It's like, I like to know that other women find my man attractive, right? That's what she gets off on. And remember what she said. She said, it's the physical thing. It's not like she'd be more pissed off if they were having Netflix and watching movies and going to their special places and he was like emotionally invested in that chick. That's cheating. That is the first thing that women ask about when a man has an affair. Are you in love with her? Men, on the other hand, are like, oh my gosh, you know, did you have sex in the kitchen? Did you have sex in the bathroom? Did he have a bigger dick? Did you get off? Did he nut in you? You know, all the details, right? Well, because the man's investment in the relationship is he's uncertain about, he wants to determine paternity. He wants to know, like, guys don't even know they're doing it. They're just, it's unconscious. The same thing as women unconsciously saying, are you in love with her? Like Nikki Glaser would be upset and pissed off if her boyfriend, husband, was, you know, falling in love with another chick or has an emotional investment, emotional connection with her, as opposed to just knocking it out. And that I don't think certainly the mainstream doesn't understand that, but they will get up and applaud for Nikki Glaser and say she's she's courageous and brave, but they will say that Kristen Waller is oppressed and being a hostage video or something because it's under the thumb of Justin. It's not like that. And again, another red pill manosphere observation. I'm going to call it a truth. I'm just calling it an observation at this point. I would call it a truth, but an observation. Women don't want a man to cheat, but they love a man who could cheat. Women don't want to be with a guy that other women don't want to bang. You can find that on TikTok. I'm sure there's probably a dozen videos of women saying, I'm upset and depressed. Why? Well, I found out that I'm the only, I was looking through my man's, Instagram, and it turns out that I'm the only girl he's following. Or no other women follow him. And so she's upset because what does that do? That drops his value in her estimation because other women have to want, it's pre-selection is what it is. It's mate choice copying, sure, but it's like pre-selection. Woman wants to know that other women want what she's got. That's the project. See, I think that's part of the last week I talked about this when I was talking about that one pastor chick who was trying to tell her congregation now why she's a pastor in the first place. I don't know, but she's talking about sex and how important sex is to men. And then she's going to tell you how men have sex and how they experience sex and why it's important to them and why, this is what happens to those guys. We know, right? And everything is essentially that she's talking about, like communication and acceptance and affirmation and, I don't know, intimate, whatever, like make up another therapy word. No, guys just want to fuck. Guys, it's basically this biological, I want to hit it. Because the guys aren't looking at porn going, I really want to feel connected and affirmed. I'm going to go stroke off the cuck porn on Pornhub. No, that's not part of the process. But again, it's revealing that kind of stuff and revealing those kinds of truths. When I say that, what's happening is that woman feels like she can only explain the male sex drive from the female experience. For women, I'm sure that is the case. That women want to feel emotionally invested and they want to have that connection and everything because that's the first thing they ask if the guy is having an affair. Did you feel emotionally connected? Did you feel affirmation? Did you feel accepted? Run down all the attributes she thinks that men would have sex for. Those are the things she worries about another woman providing for that man if that guy is having an affair. If it's just about fucking, then you're Nikki Glaser. Then you're Kristen Waller. Then it's just an act. It's just like, okay, well, I know he is how he is. Though I would argue, here, I will lay this out for you. I will argue right now that Nikki Glaser and Kristen Waller have a better understanding of the male sexual experience, the male sexual dynamics than that preacher girl did from last week's video, where she was talking about how women, and in general, those women have a better grasp of the male sexual dynamic than anyone who's out there going, well, why do men have sex? Well, because they want to have, feel connected and they want to have, communication and they want to have emotional affirmation and they want to have validation and all. Those are the reasons why women have sex. The reason men have sex is because she was hot and available and she was down. She was DTF. That's why. Ladies, it's that simple. You want to have a good marriage? You want to have a happy marriage? You want to have a sex-filled, joyful, wonderful, happy, contented, well, semi-contented, good. You want to have a healthy marriage? Be DTF. And do yourself the favor and don't marry and don't pair up, however it works out, with a guy that you can't see yourself wanting to just get down on your knees and blow him at a moment's notice. If you can't say that about the guy that you're with, don't marry him. If you can't say I have genuine, burning, passionate, visceral lust for this man and it's never going to cease, or it's like I'm just so, It's like Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling, man. I want to have his babies. You can't say that. It's not, oh, it's time for me to settle down. It's time for me to have some kids. No, I want you to say, I want his babies, because that dude is the fucking bomb. That I'm ride or die. I will break that guy out of prison. I will learn how to fly a helicopter and drop a line down to him in the middle of the yard and bust him out of prison. That's the level of desire you need to have. There you go. But the reason I brought those two up, I thought that was nice, compare and contrast, because I had already gone over the Kristen video before, and now here you have and this is something Mike and I talk about all the time on Access Vegas, man. Like people ask, Rolla, what's up? What do you know what the definition of a high value man is? Here's a high value man. It's the man that other men want to be and other women want to fuck. And if that's what they want to do, then you get a better understanding of women. And yes, does it deal with dread? Yes. Does it deal with competition anxiety? Yes. Does it deal with urgency? Yes. Does it deal with lust and this visceral, desire to knock it out with that guy? Absolutely it does. Congratulations. And now you understand male sex drive. It's not about validation. It's not about emotion. It's not about compassion. It's not about intimacy. It is every attribute I just listed. That's what it's about. It is easy to understand. It is hard for you to accept. Let's see. I got a super chat while I was in that rant. Here are the seven feminine inspirations behind the 7 wonders of the world. Here are the names from the fictional list I created earlier: Amnuet, Seraphina, Callista, Nysa, the architect Linnea, and the Weaver, Thalia, and Nicaea. I don't know why you're sending me that, but those are some nice names, my friend. Are the names behind the 7 wonders of the world. Okay. Well, you're a poet, dude. That's awesome. I don't know what it means, but that's pretty awesome. Oh, really? I don't think so. For what, man? What? Do you think how much money do you think I earn? I wouldn't be surprised if it is Anthony Johnson that is attacking my Twitter, who took over my Twitter. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that's him. I don't think it's him, but I'm not saying it couldn't be. But why? Why? How much money do you think I make off of this? I could lose all of his income. Whatever, YouTube? You want to see would you like to see? Like, you guys think I'm way more paid than I am. I am already so ratioed. And why would you want to do that? Is what I'm saying so agreed? Like, how is that in any way hurting anybody? In what way am I like, and who's disagreeing with me, right? I put the call out to God knows how many A-list podcasters who just want to talk shit about me or talk shit about the Manosphere or whatever. I bring the fucking heat, man. I speak my heart. And you're not arguing with me, you're arguing with the stats, right? Why would you care? Why would you care to want to take me down? Because of what? What have I done? How have I injured you, sir? In any way, how have I injured you? Seriously, do you think that I wouldn't keep writing books? Do you think that I wouldn't keep? Trust me. Been tried before. What am I going to lose, man? So we're going to try to get me kicked off a Substack too? Good luck. They just admitted Andrew Tate on Substack, and everybody threw a fucking pink sissy fit, man. Yeah, it is. You're right. Thank you for that. I'll read this. Yes, Rolla, what you say is a very dangerous thing for society. Yeah. For what? The president of the Manosphere? President of the Manosphere? It will make us competent. It will make us better, but it will force change. As betas are afraid of change. Yes, they are. Why? You know, I get that. One of the things I hate is when I hear guys like Nick Freitas or some of these other guys who are like these sort of like everything's a moral crisis, right? And they'll go, well, we're living in a time of in a generation of the most listless and lazy and lethargic and uninspired and pathetic and mangina men in human history. You just they fall out of society. They're not competitive. They just want to jerk off to porn, and they want to order Uber Eats, and they want to smoke a lot of weed, and they all live in their mom's basement, right? No, I just don't think you're looking. I don't think you're looking at the math equation properly here, because I will tell you this, that I have had young men within that demographic who will band together and force to try to take me down or try to take somebody else down. And they will make it their life's mission to do so. They are that committed to the cause. They are not purposeless. Not if you give them one. Not if you give them one you give them a face to hate. That sure. They will. Do you know how many times I still to this day get, aren't you the vasectomy guy? and you're still an idiot for thinking that was what that was all about, right? Do you know how many times? And do you know how many times Andrew Wilson is going to hear about the olive jar incident? Because people commit their lives to this, man. If you say something, if somebody, like for instance, if tomorrow Joe Rogan say, hey Rollo, why don't you come on the show? Every asshole hater that I know from as far back as 2009 would be like, oh, fuck you, Rollo. Aren't you the guy that said vasectomy? Aren't you the guy that, aren't you the guy that said that women couldn't do art? And I was actually just trolling Ivan Throne at that time. I still get that. Thanks, Cringetopia. You can take that down now. It's a testament to, I was back in like 2018, and I still see from time to time, they'll go, hey, you got owned here. Well, no, I didn't. I was actually trying to own Ivan Throne because it was an inside joke between the two of us at that time. But you think it was a big own. And I still see that. They still bring that out from time to time. Oh, they really got you. No, you didn't, because I really got you because you're actually still copying and pasting this from Cringetopia because that's the only thing you can dig up. Seriously. But people will dedicate, guys, Asperger's syndrome, autistic spectrum, on the spectrum kids will dedicate their lives to talking shit about you. So yes, they have a purpose. That's what they have. Oh man. So anyways, I went through those. I thought that was interesting. What a contrast that was. Is this someone? I might be wrong. That's Crowder. I don't want to do Crowder. Let me. Oh man. So. All right, let's do. This is a good walk. Well, it's a good walk up to that. I don't want her. Okay. I'll throw this one up first because this one kind of rubbed me the wrong way. This is a 9-minute video. We're not watching this whole damn thing.
On the line to discuss all of this is Rob Henderson of the Manhattan Institute, best-selling author of Troubled, a memoir of foster care family and social class. And you can check out his Substack as well. Rob, thanks so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Great to be here.
So, Rob, you've been writing a lot on the Manosphere. You've seen the documentary, obviously. What do you make of the impact of the Manosphere? There's been a lot of talk about it's not really that many people or it doesn't really make a big difference. I got to say that this plays into sort of a broader question about whether online is reality. And I think my answer is online is not reality, but for a lot of young people.
Does his voice like bother you as much as it does me?
Online can, in fact, become reality. And increasingly, online is bleeding over into reality.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think a lot of the concerns are overblown, but the lexicon and some of the ideas are spilling over into real life. There was a very interesting survey recently which asked representative samples of young men who do you consider to be someone to look up to? And it listed, famous figures like LeBron James and others, but then also, Elon Musk, but also people like Andrew Tate and Manosphere figures. And this is good news that.
What Manosphere figures? And Manosphere figures, such as Andrew Tate. By the way, I saw the list that he was talking about. There's only one Manosphere figure, and that was Andrew Tate. There was no other names on there. Myron Gaines was not on there. Tate was on there, but no one else was on there. And he was down at the bottom of the list. He's about to say that too. There was no other Manosphere on there. Stop lying.
The Manosphere figures were towards the bottom in terms of how likely young men were to look up to them.
Okay, so Manosphere figures: Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Let's see, his employer, Jordan Peterson, was actually on that list too.
Or think of them as role models. But still, if you interact with Zoomers, young men in everyday life, you will hear them use phrases like mogging, chadopoly, Stacy's, a lot of the sort of language that you hear from Manosphere influencers. So even if they're not directly consuming the content, it is sort of spilling out through social media and then into the real world.
Does anybody, outside of clavicular, does the average guy use mogging in his vernacular? To this day, the only time I hear that is when I'm maybe I'm speaking at MOA Summit or something like that, and I don't even think Mystery even uses. He'll use amog, but he's not going to say mogging or say it's just a bastardization of a concept, right? So. Oh, really? How toxic did you get, brother man? It's true. It's all true. But if you stay on it, it becomes very toxic. How so? How does it become toxic? How? What did you do? And Rollo is living off of it. How much money do you actually think I make? I want to know, how much, give me a ballpark figure. How much do you think I take yearly? Off of my books alone, because I'll be happy to show you that my analytics for YouTube. How much money do you think I'm actually making? I live comfortably, but how much money do you think I'm making?
Rob, one of the things that's really interesting, you observed this about Louis Theroux's approach in this documentary, is that the normal answer to this sort of toxic masculinity would be traditional masculinity, right? The things that I try to preach on the show, that many of us try to preach about the actual virtue of hard work, making commitments to one woman, protecting her, creating a family, all the things that actually we know from the social science generate actual lifetimes of happiness. But one of the things that the left has done, and Theroux falls into this trap, is on the one hand, he wants to condemn all of this immorality for being vulgar and terrible. And on the other hand, because he's socially liberal, he has no language with which to actually condemn this behavior. And so instead, he suggests that it's more about the grift, or that it is more about lack of consent in some cases. But there's one point in the documentary that's kind of fascinating.
All right, so I think what's fun here, I'm gonna let him continue, but one of the things I find, and this is part one. One of the things that's fascinating here is we're the ones that are telling everybody, we're the ones. So does that mean you're part of the Manosphere? Rob, does that mean you're part of the Manosphere? Wait, let me see. Hold on. Wait. You make at least, oh darn. Should I make less? Is that what you're saying? I should be making less than that? Or should I be making more? Actually, I make more than that, but should I be making, how dare I profit that much? Is that what you're worried about? Is that what you're worried about, brother? Let's see. It's made Rollo a total of $1 million minimum. All his books, SuperChats, podcasts, grift with Sartain. Yes. Let me tell you something. Would you like to see my 1090? Would you like to see my taxes? Because you guys think I am way more paid than I am. And especially these days now. You want to talk about that? You got to stop the fucking show just so I can school this motherfucker real quickly here. So should I not make any money? Should I just give it away for free? Because a lot of you asshats think that that's the way it should be. Guys who steal my fucking Twitter account, guys who pirate my book. I have dealt with, in the past week, I have dealt with 3 separate trademark violations, infringements, literally naming books. They're AI slop, right? These guys will, in Pakistan, whatever, they'll get AI to make a cover of it. They'll call it The Rational Male. It's 97 pages. If you even go, you want to read a sample of it, right? You can tell it's just crap. It is AI generated, and they don't even like care. There's no polish. There's nothing to. They don't even try, right? It's just a product. But I still have to run that down. I have to file a report. I have to go and say, hey, I own the trademark. Should I not own the trademark to The Rational Male? Maybe I should give it to you, Alonzo. Should everything be fucking free? If you, what was it? Sterling Cooper was saying, like, if you went to, let's see, if you went to, was it a doctor? Would you expect that doctor to work for free? He had to learn to do the things he does. Would you expect let's say if you went to a golf pro, I use this example. If you went to a golf pro and you're paying him like $40 a lesson, and you're learning to improve your swing, should you not be paying the golf pro and you're doing good? Dude, you're a fucking idiot, dude. You're an absolute fucking idiot. It made you resentful for that book, especially that book. I would say if you would have said Player's Handbook, you wouldn't read the book. I would believe you if you said Player's Handbook, but you didn't read the book. You're just grasping for straws here, dumbass. Seriously, I don't know why I'm giving you attention right now, but I wanted to call this out because I get this all the time. People will go, well, even Rob Henderson is about to say this here in a moment, right? He's going, these guys, they just make all of this money off and they send it to their fictional academies and everything. Watch this.
Where he is talking to Justin Waller's wife, and at a certain point, she's acquiescing in all of this. And the normal kind of traditional answer would be, it doesn't matter if you acquiesce in this. What you're doing is bad for yourself and bad for your kids and bad for your family and not a way that you should be living. But he doesn't have the capacity to condemn it in that fashion. And so he seems almost at a loss. What do you make of that?
It seems to be working for him. His wife's on board with it. He has, now he has 3 children. I know them personally. Neither one of these individuals know Justin Waller. But they're both scared shitless or chicken shit to talk to me, or Mike Sartain knows Justin as well. None of these guys want to actually have a conversation with the Manosphere profile. None of them want to. But they'll be happy to make up straw man arguments. They'll be happy to turn that into it. Now, listen to what Rob's going to say.
Right. Well, this is the sort of the consent-based morality of modern secular progressive kind of culture, where as long as everyone agrees to it, if there's a tacit.
Justin Waller is the last person you would call conservative. Justin Waller is. I can show you pictures of Justin Waller with Trump and with Trump's son at Mar-a-Lago. So yeah, not progressive.
Understanding, then anything goes. But of course, this is, it can erode relationships. A lot of the ideas that the Manosphere peddles. One example of this, and when I wrote about this piece recently in the Wall Street Journal, there were sort of multiple layers of contradictions and hypocrisy. So one of them was that these guys, sort of the bedrock foundation of their framework is women are born with innate value and men are not. Which there's a grain of truth to that. But what they say, women are born with innate importance and value, and then they immediately contradict this by telling their followers to mistreat women.
Who is saying that? Who is saying that, Rob? Who has said mistreat women? That is a glaring accusation. Who, sir? Who is saying that? Have you ever heard that on this show? This is the only red pill, like dedicated red pill show, and maybe Bro Zero, and a few others, right? But like, who is saying that? Oh, Andrew Tate. Is that what? Andrew Tate. Who else? Who said that? Who said mistreat women? Where did that come from? No, they didn't. You're talking out of your ass, Rob. No one has said that. Please make me aware of it, because I'll be the first one to tell them to go to hell. No one is saying mistreat women. You can't name a single fucking name. Maybe you could say Andrew Tate, whatever. Name anyone. Do you even know any other personalities besides maybe Andrew and Myron? Do you know anybody? I don't think you do. But you want to speak authoritatively about it. You don't know what you're talking about, Rob.
So do women have value or not? Why are you telling your followers to mistreat women if they have value?
No one is. But what he's mischaracterizing here is the idea of innate value or is burden of performance. This is where this comes from. He probably picked up on this from Myron at some point, which is directly lifted from my book, The Rational Male, right? Which is that men must become, women just are. That's 2013, right out of the first book. Men must become, women just are. And that's where, and you could take that and run with that, go wherever you want to with that. But the thing is the reason why I threw that out there is like this nice little pithy little idiom is because that it is indicative, or it's like, it illustrates that men must perform. It's a burden of performance. Our performance, and I don't even think like Shapiro or either one of these guys would argue with me on this, is like men's value, men's respectability. Remember, we get into the respect thing. Respect is a gendered concept, okay? Men's version of respect is, what do you do that makes you respectable? What do you do that increases your value? What do you do that makes you high value in the first place? So if we're going to say there are high value men and there must be low value men as a result of that as well, where's that established? Is it on a hierarchy? Now you have to acknowledge human beings have value hierarchies. What is that hierarchy based on? They'll say, well, it's dominance. No, it's not dominance. It's based on competency, which is based on performance. They are performance hierarchies. What do you, if you want to be a respectable man, if you want to be a high value man, what have you done that would make you respectable? Because the female version of respect is everybody deserves respect. Everybody, common courtesy. I'll respect you and you respect me. It's participation trophy respect. And those are both definitions of the word respect in Webster's dictionary. Those are the ones. So what is it? Well, when we're talking about merit and we're talking about performance and we're talking about, men's quality is based on their performance. What have you done that makes you respectable? What have you done that, I don't, money, muscles, game, I don't care, whatever the fuck it is. Show me what you've done. Like there's people who I have respect for just because I know what they do. I have a great deal of respect for Mike Sartain, right? Air Force captain. I know his story. I know his backstory. I know everything. He's built an empire. Women love him. And in spite of what other people will say, yes, having the sexual attentions of many beautiful women is a byproduct, is an indicator of that quality. Because women are interested in that high value guy, whether he's really good looking or he's he's the full package, whatever it is. What has that guy done that makes him respectable? Like you'll say, I don't think people have too much respect for clavicular. I have quite a bit of respect for clavicular because I think what he's doing, he's definitely sacrificing his own health to do it. He's definitely he's a product. He's a media product, but he knows what the fuck he's playing the game very, very well. So I got to respect the hustle. In that respect, like that. And what he's doing, I don't know if I have respect for what he's doing, but for him, he does very well at it, right? But men have an instinctive understanding of a merit-based form of respect, and that is or value, and that is based on performance. It is a performance hierarchy. If there are high value men, that implies that there are low value men too. Why is that so hard to wrap your fucking head around? Men's agency comes from their performance. It comes from their achievements. It comes from the sum total of what they are. And for man to be a high value man, it takes more for that guy to have something that makes him respectable, that makes him high value than it does for women, because our attraction cues are different. That's why when Myron or myself say, when I say men must become and women just are, the just are part is women being sexy, women being born with innate value. They're in, like I've said this before, and Myron has he's not ripped me off. He's just basically reiterating me. I've said, that women's only first best on sometimes only agency, innate agency is their sexuality. That's why women take their clothes off whenever they're at a protest. That's why somebody sent me I actually posted this recently. Somebody sent me a magazine rack, or no, it was books. It was a book rack, and it was like these biographies of like these celebrities and stuff. And on the cover of like 4 or 5 of them, it's the celebrity, the chick, and she's like naked, and she's like, showing like she's sexy and stuff like that. I'm a powerful woman, and it's whatever the celebrity was, and I'm just like, well, they always get naked. Female empowerment is synonymous with sexuality, nakedness. Show me your tits. Tits or get the fuck out. Right? That's what's meant by that, Rob. That's not, nobody's telling anybody to mistreat anyone, but he can't wrap his head. He won't stop 5 minutes to understand that. Hey, why do these guys really think that? He doesn't care. He doesn't care to know. But he's getting interviewed by Shapiro as if he's some fucking leading expert on the Manosphere. Like he's some authority on the Manosphere. He is not.
And then they say, okay, well, men have no value. Well, how do you acquire value? How does a man signal value? Well, it's through money, it's through sex, it's through status. Okay, the young guy says, well, how do I get those things?
Well, those are byproducts of performance. That is what comes from, are those the metric themselves? No, those are the byproducts of doing things that merit those effects. Money, muscles, game. You don't get muscles just by wandering around. You go into the gym and you work for them and you get them put on you. I don't care how much training you take. You still got to work out. Okay. I don't care how much you could be born into money. Sure. But the thing is if you're making money, we have way more respect for a man who has earned, like I've got way more respect for Justin Waller because he's got his own steel construction company. He makes millions of dollars off his steel construction company. I got more respect for Waller than I do for HS Tiki-Taki, who makes a lot of money off of his OnlyFans and doing whatever the fuck he is as an influencer, right? But still, they're on the hierarchy. So those aren't. See, the thing is he's conflating the byproducts with the work and the performance that had to go in to get those things in the first place.
And the influencer says, well, you sign up for my fake university, for my overpriced subscription service.
Okay, now we got to the good part here. Keep going. Wait, let's let him go.
You join my Telegram channel where I'm advertising OnlyFans content creators. I mean, it's this very sort of bizarre thing where.
Okay, well, funny thing is that Rob Henderson also, wait, let me put this on here. Funny thing is that this is basically Rob Henderson's profit model. How do I know that? Because Rob is actually one of the, he's a fellow or something at Peterson Academy, where he gives his dissertations on the psychology of morality and all this. So he's an instructor, a teacher, whatever, at this overpriced, non-accredited academy, doing exactly pretty much the same thing. You want to be a better person. You want to learn something new. You want to be better. You want to better yourself. Sign up for my course on see my talk on the psychology of morality by Dr. Rob Henderson, doing exactly the same thing. Boom. There you go.
Gotcha, bitch.
He does the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. It's his same revenue model. Yeah. Hey, and you know what? I'm A+, man. Good on you. You can pull that off. That's like one of I have at least 3 or 4. I think he's done for Peterson Academy. Your academy, Rob, is just for Jordan Peterson, who, by the way, was on the list of figures, the Manosphere figures to look up to on that list that you conveniently sidestepped. So don't give me this horseshit. And this is why I got kind of pissed off at that guy in the comments just recently. Don't give me this horseshit about, oh, you make money off of this. He makes money off of this. He's got a book sitting in the back there. How much money is Rob? Why aren't you giving Rob Henderson shit for his book? He must be a grifter. He does the same thing. He's Peterson Academy. Why aren't you giving him grief? How come you're not crawling out of fucking word work to give him shit? He's got way more following than that. He's got the ear of fucking Jordan Peterson, man. Why are you not climbing up his ass? No, we're going to tear Rolo down. We're going to report his YouTube so he can't make money. So this guy can? So this guy's the voice? Is this who you want on the hill instead of me? Is this who you want? You want HS Tiki-Taki on the hill? You want Sneeko on the hill? That's who you'd rather, because those are the people who are going to step up. Is that who you want? Pearl on that hill? You want these fucking, you want these fakes and these frauds who don't do their homework and don't think about it. This guy, like Shapiro's interviewing Rob like he's some kind of fucking authority. You're going to tear me down. You're going to tell me I can't make money off of my books. You're going to steal my fucking Twitter account. You're going to shit all over anything that I do. Why? Why are these guys a better, because this is the choice you're making by tweeting that we're going to take you down, fucker. And I'm not even just talking about the dude in the chat. Like, I'm just saying, look, it's like, because this is the guy that you'll be left with. Okay, I'm gone. Oh, you took down my YouTube. You took down my Twitter. You took down my Instagram. I can't do anything anymore. Fuck it, I'm out. Guess who takes over? This guy, Nick Freitas. Who else? Call her daddy. Those are the dudes that step up. You want me gone? You want Mike gone? Why? Because we get pussy? Because I have a good relationship and Mike gets pussy? Is that why? Mike doesn't even have a fucking book out. Mike makes more money off of MOA than I do on my book, Reignite, my YouTube, and everything else that I've done for the past 20 fucking years, man. Why are you not going? But he's not the main target? Like, why? Why would you take all that time to type out all this shit? Your life is that fucking meaningless. Really? Okay.
They're saying, break out of the matrix, escape, and you learn how to become this alpha male, this cartoonish vision of masculinity.
Well, what if I wanted to learn the psychology of morality? That's okay. But we can't learn this cartoon. Like, what's non-cartoonish masculinity? God damn it.
But it's all sort of extracting money from their followers. It's very dishonest.
Rob, one of the other things that's happened here is that a lot of this has become, because we live in such a polarized political time, there are a lot of people on the right who refuse to just condemn it. They will say, no, this is part of our coalition now. We need association with these sorts of figures. We can't. I mean, there were very strong rumors, for example, that members of the Trump administration had attempted to call the Romanian authorities to allow the Tate brothers to travel, for example. And so there is this sort of attempt by some on the right to legitimize these figures, mainly because they are seen as joiners in the anti-left coalition. It seems like that undermines a lot of the main points that the right has to make generally.
Yeah, well, it's a moral compromise. This is sort of put for political ends. These guys have some popularity, they have some cachet, some clout with these young boys.
Yeah, well, let me explain something else to you here, kids. Go look up Progressive Victory and go look up an individual by the name of Sam Drismala and look at how they paid influencers to essentially tear down the manosphere and tear down masculinity, like manosphere influencers, whatever, to discredit them, and paid individuals like Destiny and Jasmine Jafar and the rest of these Vaush and the rest of these idiots. Go look them up first before you start talking shit about the Manosphere guys. Go look at the people who are actively working against your political ideology. They won't, because it's easier to point the finger this way.
And so let's make this alliance with them in order to sort of bolster political support and maybe some sort of cultural support online. But in the long run, I do think this sort of undermines sort of the moral legitimacy brought.
What else is he going to say? This is mad at this point. He doesn't know what he's saying. He has no idea what he's talking about. I just wanted to get in there with the make a point about the idea that, well, these guys are just making money and it seems like very dishonest and disingenuous. Well, you're making money by, writing on Substack. You make a shit ton of money on Substack. I know that because he's got a lot of fucking paid. So I think he's over like 2,000 paid. I wish I had his fucking subscribership on Substack. But you also are a grifter for literally for an academy. So Rob, put up or shut up, man. You're doing exactly the same thing. You're the man. You're the more acceptable, more highbrow intellectual Andrew Tate. Are you not? What about Dr. Warren Farrell? Dr. Warren Farrell did the same thing. He's done lectures and talks at Peterson Academy. a non-accredited academy that is very fucking expensive. Is he not a grifter too? Why don't you bring his name up? Is he part of the Manosphere? Or is it only the people you get to decide who are part of the Manosphere? I got one more thing here. Let me throw this one up. I got more than that. Do you want me to keep going? I'll keep going if you'd like. So this is why I wanted to. Oh, okay. So while we're on the topic, I usually like this guy, but yet another British accent.
What do I think of Manosphere? What, the Louis Theroux documentary? Well, I think it's very good that he made that. I think it's very interesting that they're mainstreaming that argument, because you go, well, those guys are talking to young men. I don't like what they're saying to young men, but I like the fact that they're talking to young men.
What are they saying to young men? Explain to me in detail. You clearly have developed an opinion about it. What are they saying that you don't like that they're saying? What the fuck is it? What are you going to do? How are you going to create the Gentlemanosphere? What are they saying? It's always rhetoric. It's always presumption of authority. Even the guy who's a comedian he must know what he's talking about. No, he doesn't. He couldn't name anything.
You have to respect there is some the intent there. The content's terrible, but the intent of talking.
What is it about the content? Why is the content terrible? I would rather we focus on that conversation than to try to make up some pithy British bullshit.
Talking to young men that are lost is valuable, but we just need better voices talking to young men.
Such as, give me names. Give me a few of them. Tell me who we should be listening to and who, because clearly you tell me who we shouldn't be listening to because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but like who should we be listening to?
We can't marginalize them. Well, I think there's a lot of talk about toxic masculinity and no one talks about the positives. You could be a king or you could be a tyrant. You could be a warrior or you could be a sadist. You could be an agent of magical transformation or you could be a manipulator. You could be a lover or you could be an addict.
Okay. So what book has he been reading, children? Was it King, Prophet, Lover, King, Prophet, Magician, and Lover? That's the book title. Is that the book title? And I've heard I know what the next words are coming out of his mouth because I know that book, right? Like wouldn't it be wonderful? God, it would be great if we could just simply categorize men and women so that we pigeonhole them and just let them, oh, wow, you're a lover, you're a king, you're a prophet, you're whatever it is right there. Again, it's like The Secret or something. It's basically astrology is what it is. Oh, I think I'm a lover today. It's like, what's your love language? It's just love languages for men. That's what that is. What is it? Is it king, prophet, lover? What is it? Somebody give me that. I'm going to look it up. King, prophet, was it magician, lover? Is that there it is. Oh, sorry. It's King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. Sorry. There it is. I'm just looking at it on by Iron John. Is that what it is? Iron John? No, Robert Moore. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, Rediscovering Masculinity Through the Lens of Archetypal Psychology, a journey into male psyche and its four essential aspects. This is from 1991. We hadn't even plotted the human genome back then. Do we have fMRI brain scans back then? 1991. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. That's where this dude's head is at. That's where we're at. So that, just letting you know, that's the book. You can find it on Amazon. That's where all this bullshit is coming from.
There's a positive side to masculinity, and we're not talking about that. We need to empower young men.
How do we do that? What's your plan? What's your plan, King?
I'm pro gang, pro drinking, pro gambling. Let me talk you round. Okay, Okay, it sounds like, okay, gangs are really fucking good ideas. They get some bad press because some of them do shoot people and deal drugs. But what I mean by a gang is, where should all men be? I'll tell you, all men should be with other men. Men check other men.
That's funny because that is the exact premise of Men of Action, Reignite. Probably, I can't speak for Rich Cooper, but I know he has his own group, and God knows how many other guys. But you demonize us. They're getting together with other men. I think I can show you proof. Oh, God damn it! I think you guys may be right. I think it might be overheating. Let's see if I can move this a little bit here. I think you might be right. It's getting pretty hot. I've never had this problem before. That's funny. Hang on. Well, you can still hear me anyways. I should put the other camera on me. I have the net. How come the net cam still works, but this one doesn't? Oh, let's see. Can we get it now? Here we go. Now it's coming back up. I just got a different angle. I'm trying to keep it. I think it's too close to this. I think I have it too close to the screen. That might be it. I need a fan. I've never had overheat problems at all. I know that the Fresh and Fit, they have to keep the studio really cool because they have this problem with them. So anyways, getting back to the point, but you'll demonize men being around other men if they're in the manosphere, if there is a content creator whose voice you don't like. So okay, well, great. Where are those groups? Show me the groups where you would be comfortable with men being around other men.
Guys keep other guys in line, right? It's good. You should be like, before, we want young men and women to get together, right? We want them to get together. Well, you can't start with a relationship. You've got to start with a friendship. Young men, you can practice on.
Okay, this is where this whole thing goes south.
Your friends, it's not gay.
Exactly. Thank you. Male tribes are frowned upon. Why? How come we don't have the Boy Scouts anymore? How come we don't have male spaces anymore? We did. You guys fucking ruined it. You guys thought that was well, first of all, it's inclusivity, right? How come no boys wanted to join the Girl Scouts, but the Boy Scouts had to become the Scouts? Again, we can go back to the male space, argument or talk about that all day long, but there's my dog.
Drinking. I think drinking is essential because the risk to your liver is as nothing compared to the risk of social isolation. I've set up.
So the pickup artists were right. Get out and approach. Go and do. Get out and be social.
Well, that's Scott Galloway, the brilliant Scott Galloway's line. I think, I've set up a series of youth clubs all around the nation. They've got pool tables, they've got darts, they've got jukeboxes, they serve drinks, they're called pubs. They've been proven to work for men's mental health for the last 200 years. And I think we should open the doors to 16-year-olds. I think we should let 16-year-olds drink in pubs. My only proviso is,
of course, you probably can in the UK.
Is not on their own. I think groups of 4. You should be able to be served if you can get 3 mates together, and then men check other men.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at right there. Okay, so when we're talking about the Gentlemanosphere, right? This is where the beta over alpha thing is. It's only within a certain context. So the point of getting together is to check other men. It's not to go drink. It's not to go play pool. It's not to do any of this shit. It's to check other men. It's for men to police the thoughts. It's for male feminists to police the thoughts of anyone who would remember in in the Gillette commercial where that one guy was going to go hit on that girl and the black guy. So the white guy goes, no, not cool, man. Not cool. That's what that whole thing is. It's just like, no, man, it's turned into a meme, right? No, man, not cool. That's basically what this is. This is the reaction. This is the solution. The solution to the manosphere is to get guys in great groups so that we can police their thoughts. And if you've ever seen me on my old Twitter channel, which has been hacked and is not me anymore, but I'm glad you're watching me now because I have been going the entire show on X right now. So I am getting the word out. Please go report my account. as stolen or whatever. I don't know, whatever you got to do to report this son of a bitch. But the operative here is these guys are getting together, not for the sake of like, hey, do you not think that was the reason why we got together, like men coming together on the forums back in the forum days to compare notes? Do you not think that was the operative for guys to get together so that they could go to whatever the meetup was or whatever the boot camp was for Mystery Method or RSD and the Venusian Arts back in the day? Do you not think that was the point of having conventions? Like, I hate to say it, but the 21 convention? Do you not or One's Life or the CME? That was the point, getting guys together. Do you not think that is the operative point behind my Reignite group? 45 to 65-year-old guys who are struggling, who are the prime demographic for male self-deletion. But it's not okay. But if Rollo does it, it's not okay if these Manosphere guys do it. Who's okay? And what are they going to do? What are the specifics, sir? We're just going to go get around and drink. You're going to go and so you're going to get like 16-year-old boys hammered at the local, I don't know, Irish pub, wherever it is. You're going to go get those guys hammered at the pub. Yeah, the sedation, that's what that is. And it's thought policing as well. Oh, when you get guys together, then they won't think like Andrew Tate. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's the whole reason they do, is because they go, you know what? Something ain't right. Are they allowed to say that? Or are they allowed to say, you know what? When they go to the pub, are they allowed to say, you know what? I've noticed that women are hypergamous. I've noticed that they tend to go for guys who are much more muscular. They go for guys who have bigger, have a lot of money or that's high status and all this other stuff. Are they allowed to say that? Are they allowed to talk about women's tits? Are they allowed to have any kind of are they allowed to reveal any unflattering truth, red pill or otherwise, or any unflattering truth about women at those pubs? Or are they going to be checked by the guys that are there? That's the Gentlemanosphere. We need guys to step up. We need guys to be we need guys to be more masculine. And that's the definition of that masculinity, right? It's, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, where is this one? No, not that. God. Do you want to see Papa Gut? I can show you Papa Gut. Where did I put that one? I had not Robert Henderson. Now I have another video for you guys to peruse here. Where did it go? I got John Deloney if you want to see that. No. The Jay Shetty one was good, wasn't it? Oh boy. Where did I get that one? Oh, do I still have it in the... I don't. Oh, I was going to show you one of... Maybe I just simply don't have it. Did I load it? I thought I had loaded it. Chloe. No, I don't want to talk about Chloe. Chloe's an idiot. Is this... Oh, does the Manosphere have a point? Is that...
To a couple of his fans on the street, these two...
Okay, that's not it. I don't want to... I'm done with fucking Rob anyways. No, I was just going to point out, there's a video floating around with Nick Freitas, who actually I don't have too much of a problem with Nick Freitas. My only problem is there's no plan. I love how this is like, the one thing about the Gentlemanosphere is that it's got to be, it's prioritizing these really kind of aspects of like masculinity that are supposed to be. Oh wait, I got it. Hold on, it's right on my desktop. God damn it! Hang on. I knew I dragged it over here. Like, why am I not finding it? It's on my desktop. Yeah, because I really wanted to show you this one. Okay, this is good.
Crashed for the last 20 years, whether it's through academia, whether it's through Hollywood, whether it's through the corporate world. And I really just wanted young men to understand that, no, we need them to be masculine. We need them to be strong. We need them to be capable. This idea that masculinity is toxic is absolutely absurd. You need to develop these capabilities so that you can actually be someone that can honor God.
Okay, my question is this. Okay, he's going to play the God card. That's a given. What are those capabilities? Tying a tie, changing a tire. What are those capabilities? It's like, God damn it, man. It's like the reason why guys got together in the Manosphere in the first place was to like just talk about objective realities, man. What and why is that any different than what's going on in just the Manosphere in general? Do you even know what's going on? Well, we need men to be men again. Well, yeah, we've been talking about that since 2015, 2016. We need more. We don't need less masculinity. We need more. And we can also analyze toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is bullshit. I thought that I looked this up actually. It was on Perplexity. It was I looked up toxic masculinity because I had heard that it was created or was coined by feminists who were referring to prisoners in penitentiaries or something like that, like their behaviors and stuff, but it wasn't. It was actually this sort of like male feminist from the 80s who actually came up with toxic femininity, or toxic masculinity. But let me go.
Can be a good husband, that can be a good father, that can be the sort of person that your community and your country can rely upon. And as you
okay, so essentially be a good servant. Don't think about yourself, think about everybody else. Get back on the fucking plantation. To be a real man is to be back on the fucking plantation. Put others in front of yourself, and don't think and just be selfless. Be sacrificial. Servant leader. You can be I love how they got to throw leader in there. Well, guess what? Leadership implies subordinates. Are we ever going to talk about that at some point? I would love to get down to brass tacks. Like, what's the fucking plan?
see what's going on in places like Virginia right now, now more than ever, we need men to be able to step into those positions and say, no, I'm going to be personally responsible for taking care of, for protecting, for providing my family.
And yet, how are you going to do that? So I'm sure there are plenty of guys who take care of their family. I've been married for 30 some odd years now. Take care of my family and my extended family and my pets who haven't shown up yet. Why? Where does that come from? What are you going to do? Like it's so much, right? When guys on this side of the fence, like I hit on the liberal side. Now I'm punching to the right now. What's the plan? Where are you going with this?
And what this book is I get about 53 chapters where I just talk about various things that I've learned, oftentimes the hard way, from being a Green Beret, from going to combat, from being in elected office, from being a husband for almost 27 years now, from being a father.
So we've basically reduced masculinity to winning an argument fairly. No one's ever good. No one's doing that, by the way. Plan the perfect date. I will guarantee you that is some combination of the most simpish, most beta blue pill shit you can possibly imagine. Win a fight. Well, it's funny because a lot of the guys in the Manosphere they like martial arts. I personally watched HS Tiki Taki beat the living tar out of fucking John Zerka. They know how to fight. So fighting, that's not unique. Prepare a steak, which I'm about to do. I think I'm going to go do that. I think I could probably figure that out on YouTube, but that must be a masculine, that's conventional masculinity. And pit a car as in like fix a car. My brother and I've been fixing cars for forever, man. Does that make us real men?
22 years. This is the stuff that, again, a lot of it I think is good for young men.
No, what it does, Nick, is it makes you ridiculous is what it does. It makes you ridiculous. It reduces people. You know what I love? This it's like the most ironic thing in the fucking world is whenever I get criticized for the red pill or the praxeology of the red pill, it's usually people who don't know that it's a praxeology in the first place. But they have a problem. John Zerka does not know how to fight. You are one. You know what? Here you go. Hold on. Hold on. We've got chat of the chat. We've got the post of the chat for this show. This wins best post. Congratulations, you win best post, and that's the show. Oh man, but it's reductionist, and that's one thing that everybody talks about. And say, oh well, the red pill, those guys are so reductionist, so diminishing, so like you learned a new word, reductionist. Okay, we're not saying anything different than we like. I don't think anybody who's on the prescriptive side of the red pill, which I don't think I am, but like on the prescriptive side of things, I think as close to prescriptions as I get is the 9 iron rules of Tomasi. And I look at those in terms of the 48 laws of power. You don't have to use them. They're just observations. They seem like best practices, right? Third iron rule of Tomasi. I should do a whole show on iron rules, shouldn't I? Because it's been a while. Third iron rule. If any woman who is making you wait to have sex, the sex is never worth the wait. Period. Would you like to have a really drawn out debate about that? Because I am just itching for it right now. That's as close as, like I said, I didn't say don't. I said it's just never worth the wait. What is it? Iron rule of Tomasi number 7. Never root through garbage once you've taken the can to the curb. That is about trying to rekindle dead relationships. It's never because your neighbors see a rooter and it's never what you thought it was. It is time better spent developing new, fresh relationships than it is trying to disentangle and figure out what went wrong in another one. It will always be there. What's pit a car, right? I don't know what pit a car is. What the fuck is that? Like be on a pit crew? Is that what? Or do you mean like pit a car? But God damn it. Now I'm going to have to look this up. Pit a car. Pit maneuver, precision immobilization technique, a law enforcement tactic used to stop a fleeing vehicle by causing it to spin out. You should learn how to pit a car. It's a pit maneuver is what it's called. Precision immobilization technique. That's what pit a car is. So, okay, you know what? I'll give you that one. You're right. Every man, if you're a real man, you should learn how to use the police maneuver to immobilize a car to cause the car to spin out, to pit a car. I don't know. I don't think he means change a tire. I think he means actually, literally, how to force a car off the road by causing it to spin out. I'm going with it. Yes. All right. So you want the simple answer here? Here's the simple answer. Beta over alpha. The reason why women choose betas over alphas, they don't. They wouldn't necessarily choose to, and they're not today. And that's what's throwing a lot of people off. In fact, everything that we've had, like here, we're going to bring it full circle. Everything I've talked about thus far in this show today has led back to this one question. Why women choose betas over alphas? They don't. But the Gentlemanosphere would have you believe that they do. They would have you believe that in the women are wonderful effect. This is one thing that no one wants to talk about. If you go up, you look, I could show it to you here. Our wonderful effect. I really need to do a dedicated show to the women are wonderful effect. The women are wonderful effect. Here it is. According to Google Gemini, I guess. The women are wonderful effect is a cognitive bias where people generally associate more positive attributes such as compassion and warmth with women than men. First coined by Egli and Maldanik in 1994, this phenomenon suggests the global category women is viewed more favorably than men. It is often tied to traditional gender roles. Okay. The effect is linked to stereotypical traditional roles of women as nurturing or housewives, in-group bias, blah, blah, blah. I would encourage anybody to just go on Google and look it up. You can go look it up on Wikipedia. It's very well studied since 1994. It's been around for forever. How come we'll go back to 1991 or 1994, whatever these stats for David Buss drink. But we won't look at the women are wonderful effect. How come? What you want to know? Why you want to know why these evos like Rob Henderson, the rest of these guys don't want to talk about like the epidemic of female student statutory rapists? They're wonderful, and that's where you're going to see all of this return back to. We need an anti-manosphere. We need a gentlemanosphere. It's basically be a beta simp is what it is. Do what women want you to do. That's why I keep saying, like, people will ask me all the time. I'll always get this in my DMs, or somebody will say, like, or I'll see this tweeted now and then. People will say, well, the manosphere is just a reaction to feminism. It's the male version. It's the flip side of feminism. No, it's not. The flip side of feminism is traditional conservatism, because they both end up in the same place. Serving women's interests. That's why. Again, how many times did you hear Rob Henderson, Ben Shapiro, and now Nick Freitas, whatever? How many times did you hear them implore men we need men to take responsibility? Great. Are you going to take away women's rights? Are you going to give men the authority they need to affect that responsibility? And the answer is a resounding no, or they just sweep it under the carpet. They don't want to have that conversation, because to do so would mean they would have to have a plan, and they would have to initiate real fucking change. They won't do that. We need men to get together at the pubs and the bars. Well, guess what? I've got a group. Mike Sartain's got a group. Several other people in this sphere have groups of men where we get together and we do shit. I'm going to Miami. Here's your announcement. I'm going to Miami in the middle of May, and we're going to get a bunch of guys together, and we're going to talk about man stuff, right? We're going to help these guys with their style. We're going to help these guys with their physique. We're going to help these guys with their game. We're going to help these guys with their social, anxieties, whatever the fuck it is. We're going to do this again. We do exercises where we have women come in and they have mock conversations with our guys so that they can understand where they're going, what they're doing in a conversation. They need observation and they need feedback. We give that to them. Does Nick Freitas do that? No. Fuck no. Does Jimmy Carr in the pub in his, British accent, does he do that? Fuck no. He doesn't do that. You know who does? The Manosphere does. If you want something different, if you think there needs to be, we need better voices for our men. Who? Tell me who, and I will look into them, and I will be happy to listen to what they have to say. But you can't even name the names in the Manosphere, much less anybody who you think would be a better role model for men. No. Why? Because women don't choose betas. Women choose alphas. Women look for guys who are high value. That's just the way it is. It's just how it works, man. They look at that. Like, what woman doesn't want a man that she can't look up to? You could say, well, I'm going to be an upstanding member of society, and I'm going to be join the Rotary Club, and I'm going to be a church elder or a deacon or whatever. Okay, lots of dudes do that. Like, well, does that make you mad? Like, where do we go with this? You want to say that there's a crisis of masculinity. Okay, let's analyze that. Let's look at that. Instead of just throwing out this prose and this rhetoric and this, we need more. I don't believe in that toxic masculinity stuff. Well, why don't you dig into that a little bit? Because I will tell you, as being a card-carrying member of the Manosphere and the Red Pill for 24 years right now, I can tell you from experience that, toxic masculinity, I've said this a million times, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's only masculinity and the aspects of it that align with the female imperative and don't. There are aspects that are convenient to women and there are aspects that are inconvenient to women. And guess what? You don't get one without the fucking other. You don't get the guy to run into the burning building to save the baby and not also get the guy who's a dumbass and jumps off with a bungee cord off the bridge, right? Or the guy who takes crazy risks, because that's what guys do. So that's just what we do. Oh, men are aggressive and violent. Yes, we are. Absolutely. Men commit violent crimes at 79% the rate, whatever it is. Of course, they're also, like overwhelmingly the victims of violent crime as well. Yeah, yes, we do. Well, we need to change that. No, we fucking don't, because that would not make us men anymore. Yes, men are inherently aggressive, and thank God for testosterone. Unless you're planning to remove testosterone. See, this is what I keep coming back to, is like the only way to be fully human, because men are subhuman, the only way to be fully human is to be non-aggressive, to be feminine, to emote like a woman. That's really where the Gentlemanosphere goes. We don't want those Manosphere guys talking to men. We want guys who are going to promote the feminization of men. And that's all this is. That's what the Gentlemanosphere is. Oh, well, let's all get together at the pub and do what? Feminize those guys. Police their thinking. Johnny, don't think bad thoughts about Sally. She's a woman. You should support her and lift her up and support her decisions. She's an individual, right? It's all this all the basically, 70s feminist rhetoric at the pub in 2026. That's what they're upset about. They're not upset about like people, like men are gathering for sure. I mean, we need to gather more, I think. They're just upset with who's doing the gathering. They're upset with who's doing the talking at those gatherings. They're upset that men are actually making connections, because you know what happens when men get together? They might want to figure out how they can take authority back. They might try to, well, you're going to say, well, we need men to be leaders. Well, if they get into that group and we say, and we repeat the same thing, men need to be leaders, because leadership implies a hierarchy. Leadership implies a subordinate. We want you to be leaders, but still treat us as equals. Well, what the fuck do you want? Do you want is our marriage, is this arrangement, is the gender arrangement going to be communism or capitalism? Do you want a man you can look up to, or do you want a man who's your equal? I think you want the guy you can look up to. And until conservatives can figure that out, they're just going to be, all they're doing is just, again, I don't expect Frietas to get any traction. I don't care any of this bullshit about, like, people keep talking, hemming and hawing about the Manosphere. Rob Henderson is an idiot. I don't say he's not, and Rob Henderson is very smart. He's a very smart guy. He's just ignorant. Just trying to play a game that everybody else is playing. Oh, well, these guys just get these guys that, they say, hey, we'll solve your problems if you just join my membership of my academy. Meanwhile, he's at Peterson's Academy. You're doing the same thing, bro. So I changed my mind. Are you not doing the same thing? I challenge Rob Henderson. I challenge you. Are you not doing the same thing as the guys in the Manosphere by being a speaker at Peterson Academy? A very spendy Peterson Academy. Is it not the same thing? You're not doing it for free. Well, he's not pimping OnlyFans models. Yeah, no, but he's essentially giving knowledge or trying to create value in the form of, speaking on a particular topic and everything that might, people might be interested in taking to heart and improving their lives with. Are you not doing the same thing? You don't know because you don't care to know. And that's what it comes down to. They don't care about, it's not about men getting together. It's not going to the pub. It's not like Frietas talking about, we need men to, learn how to pit a car. I learned what pitting a car is. Thank you for that. Now I can be more masculine. Maybe that's what I should do with Reignite. Guys, in Reignite, we're going to learn how to pit a car next time we go to Vegas. We're going to tactical driving course. Wow. Whew. I'll knock that off of the check my manhood checklist. Oh, man. Yeah, they just don't want those, and they literally say, "Well, I like that they're getting men together, but I don't like what they're saying." What are they saying? And why would going to the pub and getting your 16-year-old kids or whatever to go there, and they have to go there and because is it school? Are they gonna learn something while they're throwing back Guinness or I don't know, whatever you drink over there? Is that going to be educational, or is it just going to be like it's a police state? You just want to monitor them for wrongthink. So there you go. That's my story today. Once again, I'm going to repeat this since I have gone the whole show and the guy who is in control of my Twitter account hasn't kicked this off yet. Maybe he's taken Sundays off. I don't know. Anyways, understand this, that my Twitter account has been hacked. The guy who is running my main Twitter account, which is my 185,000.4 followers on Twitter, has been hacked. I am not in control of it right now. So any post other than the one right now from this thing is, no, I have not gotten my account back yet. No, it's been since April 15th. So it's been 4 days. I have people looking into it. I have people helping me out in the backfield here. And I think a lot of people don't realize that I have a lot of connections, particularly in the crypto world too. So dude, it's coming. That's all I can say is it's coming. I don't want to get too much because I would rather catch this dude than like just let him just, go his own way, but it's coming. Anyways, yeah, I that's another thing is I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Twitter sucks. It does, but you have to understand that the only thing I really use Twitter for is shit posting and advertising my book, and sometimes both at the same time. So I do need my account back. I want to get my account back. I would rather get it back than have to reestablish a new one, but we'll see how it goes. I have people helping me out right now, and I'll leave it at that. But long story short, I was hacked by a guy who wanted to wanted to impersonate me to front his meme coin, which is $red pill. I hope you guys didn't follow that. I hope nobody lost any money on that. It's a rug pull. Lord knows I've seen this happen before. And I'm sorry to say that I was stupid enough to click on a link. It's funny. It's like people say, "Oh, you're dumb. What a boomer. You just clicked on this link. You got fooled." You would have been fooled too. And I'll tell you why, because I was on my laptop. If I had been on my iPad, if I had been on my tablet, I probably wouldn't have done this, because I saw it in my email and I'm like, oh, I better go click on this, because it was a DMCA. It was the phishing attack, or the phishing thing was, you have a suspension on your account because of a DMCA hack. You click on the link and it goes to the webpage that looks identical to X's support page. It looks identical to it. I'll show it to you. I have it right here. Like this. I'm just showing you the complaint. Well, it had the logo and everything else, open in X, all this other shit that's there. You click on the submit appeal, and then it'll ask you for your password. And because I thought that I had been suspended. If you think you're suspended, you go, I want to see if I thought I was on X when all this was going down. You put in your password and that's it. You're gone. You got it. They got you. And now, and again, this guy knows me. He has to know my reputation. He has to know who I am. He has to know what my book is about, which is killing me, because it's like, if you know that, you know what I do, man. You know that I'm here to help. You know that I'm the most consistent, most honest fucking broker in this space. Why in the fuck would you want to fuck with me, man? Like, not like that's not like a threat. I'm not like, so what, you want to fuck with me? I'm not posting up on you. I'm just wondering, like, why? Why would you want to do something like that? Like, especially now, you know how like, first of all, people in my niche hate crypto. They're distrustful of crypto to begin with, but right now the market is so fucking depressed. Have you seen Sol? like man, like why would you do it now? Like why wouldn't you do it when it's like it's spiking? That I could understand. I better get on this now. And then As if that wasn't enough, then the dude decides that he wants to create another page, which is some TRM bags or something like that, and he has selling you on the idea that I am endorsing a tokenized version of the rational male. You click on that link, it goes to a web page, and then again, it's a phishing attack. Don't go to that either. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just scroll back to the very beginning. It's at the very beginning of this podcast, and you'll understand what I'm saying. But I have to put that out there, let everybody know that I got hacked. Yes, I was stupid. Okay, mea culpa. I probably should have looked. You should always look at who's sending it to you. It said x.com, but it was like X with the little underscore or some shit like that. So they're going to try to make it as deceptive as possible. And I'll tell you this, I take anytime I see a suspension or I see especially on YouTube, man, if I get a copyright strike, I'm Johnny on the spot. I will hit it right away. But this guy knows me, and I'm pretty certain that this guy is somebody who is just basically a hater and has been sitting on this idea for a while, because the meme coin, which he has since deleted the posts too, but the red pill meme coin, whatever the fuck it is, it would funnel you to an exact clone of the Rational Male, my blog. It would look exactly like the Rational Male, except there's one letter difference in the URL. It was like rationale with an E, male is what it was. So that's down right now, but I will guarantee you that this guy's not making any, like, you're not even making any money off of it, man. Really? Is it that worth it to you? And then the son of a bitch wants to ransom it to me. So he still hasn't blocked my new account on my old account because he wants to talk to me. He wants to know that I'm fucking with you. Like, he's responding. He's like put like little happy, laughing emojis and stuff on some of the stuff that when I'm saying, hey, don't follow this. So he's like trying to mock me. So I know this guy knows who I am. I know he knows how valuable my book is. And I know he thinks that other people might think that, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to opt into a tokenization of the Rational Male. He thinks that's going to happen, but it's not. It's simply not. Like, there's no one is interested in that shit. Like, show me how successful that hack was. I'm interested. I would love to know that. I would love to know how much is this guy actually getting anywhere with this? So the only thing I could think about is just sheer fuckery. That's all it is. Like, that's the only, like, at this point, it's just fuckery. So why, like, what's the point? I help people out. I fucking save lives. I write all of my books as earnestly as I possibly can. I'm objective in everything I've done. I've been the most consistent voice in this sphere for 24 years. Like, why? What are you gonna look? What's gonna, like, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, you're gonna go, oh man, I'm so glad I fucked over Rollo. Oh, that's great. Before I go, like, why? I'm just, it blows me away. I got revenge on you. For what? What did I fucking do to you? I'm just trying to help, man. Like, I can't think of anybody I have, like, who have I fucked anybody? Have I, like, really screwed anybody over that would merit this? Dude, I've been in like some state of surgery. I've had medical issues since I was diagnosed with that fistula back in June. I've been getting through that, and I'm still managed to publish Reignite in all of that. Oh, he's getting paid money for his books. Dude, I wrote that when I was septic in the fucking hospital. I'm presently, by the way, here's another announcement. I'm presently finishing up the layout, and I'm flowing text right now for the hardback version of the first book that I'm going to release on Amazon very soon. So just hold your horses. It's coming. When it comes, it'll go really quick because I don't have to get pre-approved. It's already pre-approved. It's already approved. It's just a version of the book, right? It's the hardback version of it. So I'm going to put this thing together. The reason I have to reflow it and everything is because it's a different size book. Like, I mean, it's still the same like dimensions as this, but like, because it's a hardback, it has to be like the spine has to be different and adjusted. So I'm working that out right now too. So I'm working on that. You know, when I finish, because I had to go back through all of the text from the old book because I wanted to trim out all of the syntax errors and all of the typos. I made the typeface bigger. Like everybody complained about how small the type is in the book, right? I went and did that. You know where I did that? In the hospital. Literally, I had my laptop in front of me and I have nothing else to do. I'm just going to go and do all the edits. I wanted to feel useful. I wanted to get something done. I'm doing the edits of the hardback. It's going to be the new version of the book. I'm doing that. Well, I have an ileostomy bag attached to me at this time. But it's worth it to you to hack my fucking account. Fuck off, man. Really? Like what? What have I done? Tell me what I'm doing that is so pissing you off or how much money do you think you're going to make off of my name? Oh, here we go. There you go. Right at the last minute. Awesome. That means it's time for me to go. Ned has joined the chat. So if you guys happen to want to go to Miami, I'm going to do a show with Joe Marone on Tuesday. We're going to do another Reignite question Q&A. And hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions about our group where we get together and do shit and are helping guys every day, helping guys keep the noose off their neck and the gun out of their mouth, and help guys reignite themselves and to rebuild themselves. It's all about coming up. We're not telling anybody to mistreat. You will never hear me say, go and mistreat women. It might sound like that because we're saying, okay, here's how you can leverage yourself with women. Okay. But that's not what it's about. It's about communication. It's about facilitating relationships, man. I've got at least 4 guys in the group who have gotten laid since they've joined. All right. I think it's a pretty good track. record. Anyways, that's the deal. If you want to be the fishing trip is already sold out, but I will be in Miami from the 12th to the 18th of May, and the registration's still open. I think we are at where are we? I think we're still at 190. Are we at 199 or 299? I'm not sure. Anyways, check it out. Just go to the link. That's the first link in the description below if you're interested in joining the Reignite group there. Again, it's just basically helping you rebuild your life and make sense of a modern dating world. As for most, as you might know, I focus primarily on older guys between you can be 35. We have one guy that's 34 in the group, but generally it's between 45 and 65. We have another guy who's like pushing 70 too. So, but yeah, it's not clavicular in the clubs. It's for guys who really want to make a change in their life or want to understand the modern sexual marketplace. So that's what we do. So there you go. And then we also have a network of guys who can help you with every aspect. We individualize your progress, your help. So, and we don't do it at a pub. Well, we could do it at a pub if you want to. But we get together and we actually make real progress and we do real shit. We're boots on the ground. We're active. We're proactive about it. MOA, Reignite. We're both just cut from the same cloth. We're just different branches of the same tree. And Mike has always been about action. Mike has always been about improvement. MOA, if you know what MOA is. It just kills me. I want these guys to just understand what we're really about. It just defeats their narrative. They don't get to go on podcasts if we're actually like swell guys. So anyways, I will see you guys next Sunday. Access Vegas is coming up on the 22nd, which is Wednesday, April 22nd. So we'll be picking it back up then. We didn't do it this week because we had a Babes in Toyland. And if you haven't seen, check out Mike Sartain's channel because we've done some really good shows. I just did a show with Maya Allegra, who was on Temptation Island. Don't hack up in disgust. I tried to save this for the last because I know people are going to give me shit for it. But we had some cast members and we did interviews of the cast members in studio. That should be coming up shortly. I think they're probably going to release it Monday. It was a really good interview too. And it's fun. And we got into some good shit too. I can't believe how intelligent these guys were. So anyways, check it out. And yes, I got to see Maya. But anyways, I will see you guys on Sunday. And that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
was just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What do you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Please do the same. Time came by. Over like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now, let go.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
But maybe we can fuck again, and maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know if maybe we can fuck again, then maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Then I could have the best of my life.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now we're fucking in the bathroom, tearing up everywhere while I got your hair. While you're screaming my name.
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Ugh.
She was swinging in the bedroom, whole time stopping and slipping with her hair. Like she's calling you Kelly.
Well, I'm a whore.
Run me, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song, getting messy. Working up and down on your body. Run me, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song on your body. Baby, we'll get down to it all night. But maybe we can fuck again, and maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know if maybe we can fuck again, then maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Then I can have some more.
Preceding podcast has been a production of the Rational Male. All rights reserved. Registered trademark 2026. Don't steal. Ned's Twitter account.
We're safe to give up.
What are you gonna do about it? I'll fucking
God wants you to have the baby.
Definitely not.